of an exchange there with a minute and a half left. It's going to be crucial scores here
Mm.
for both blue and green. This was a nice wave. He really went to town, getting some speed there. Kind of hit that second section. He got around it, got a third turn in there. He finished it off too. So it's gonna be a tight one now.
Well, it'll be a really tight ending. All three waves written in the last couple of minutes, and it'll be a very crucial ride for all the surfers. Well, looks like we are still waiting for the last of blue and green to finish off, and we have 47 to go in this heat.
Yep, with just 40 seconds left, it's going to
Mm.
be so close between second and third. And no one wants to be in a repechage round because that's it. You know, once you lose in the
Right.
repechage round, there is no more going back. So everyone wants to be in the round three. Everyone wants to be representing their country again and surfing one more time. So it's really important scores here. And it's looking like Julian kind of got the better of it and he went straight into second.
Wow, so looks like something red. Agil will be straight into round three, and Julian and Alfred will be into the second round. With that, 5 seconds to go in this heat.
All right, and it is looking like Ahmed and our man from Singapore, Julian, getting first and second in that last one. With that, I think we're gonna throw out to a quick ad break and we'll see you guys in the next heat.
A promise isn't just made, it's lived every single day. From critical cargo to global connections, moved with precision and trust, promises kept for over 40 years, and many more to go. A classroom, a career, a new chapter. We don't just train, we transform lives. Promises kept through every learner's journey. In moments that test you, we protect what matters, from boardrooms to businesses, corporate insurance with promises kept. From first hellos to final goodbye, every moment wrapped in warmth, every detail remembered. Promises kept with heart. In every experience, across industries, across generations, one value connects it all. Promises kept.
All right, guys, welcome back to the fourth annual Asian Surfing Championships 2025. We are in India, just south of Chennai, in a town called Mahabalipuram in the Tamil Nadu region. So, on your screen right now, this is heat 12 of the day. It's a super important one as well. Each and every heat we have is important. I'm Jara Ligati. I want to welcome back in the booth Lele Osuna.
What up, what up, what up?
Amazing.
All right, that's my other job. It's my third, fourth, fifth. We see we got a lot of opportunities. All right, we are back in action. Heat number 12, open men round one. Yes, we're getting through the first day, the fourth Asian Surfing Championship. Shada, pleasure always being here with you. Great surfer, great friend.
Well, it is a beautiful day here in India. Sun's out. We've had glassy conditions. Right now, we're seeing a little bit of onshore, but it's not disturbing too much. And we're going to have an incredible afternoon of surfing as well. I'm not sure if the women are on just yet, but it's a possibility. So they are on standby for now. The only thing we can confirm is we will be running all the way down to heat 16.
All right, all right, all right. 18 minutes left. Heat number 12. We are getting through the first round of the open men's. Like you said, the wind is coming on a little bit. You can see that fickle, you can see that texture on the waves. The tide is a little bit lower. In the background, you can see that whitewash at the end. That's one of the temples, one of the 7 temples that we have here in this beautiful part of the world. It's crazy. That's such an amazing story how those temples 2,000 years ago, or I don't know if it's 2,000. How many years ago were they?
I think like something like that.
Is it something like that?
I think so.
Wow.
Or
Met-
actually 1,300.
okay. Okay, there's action in the water. We'll be back on that. This is Red, Eduardo Alquizo from Filipinas. Beautiful surfing. Just 2 turns, a quick in and out, get a board, get a score on the board. So, yeah, we were talking about those temples. There used to be 7 temples out of the water 1,300 years ago. They were all above the water.
Yep, it's insane, and they're all 6 under. You can see the very tip top of one when the tide starts to go down. This right now, live action. Christopher Durrani, unfortunately, kind of presses that back foot a little too much and isn't able to really ride out of it. But the last of Red, looking like it's going to be probably the best score of this heat for now. Out the back, you can see the fisherman boats just
Yes.
going out to sea. So like I said earlier, this used to be just a fisherman town. And then I think around early 2000s, we had the first Australians and Americans come in and start surfing this wave. And that's when some of the younger generation saw that and decided to give it a go. And now this little fisherman town has also become a surf community.
There we have the real locals of this part of the world right here, the fishermen. And a lot of these kids, that surfing nowadays are probably families. Those are their parents or uncles or brothers. That's their daily routine job. And this surfing, this whole community lifestyle surfing gives them another opportunity because usually being born here back before 2000s, you were kind of dedicated to be a fisherman, right? Your dad fishes, your brother fishes. So, hey, what am I going to do? I'm going to fish. But surfing gave a bunch of kids another opportunity, another career, another way to form themselves. So great to see that. It's only been 20 years since it started. Meanwhile, we have green in action. Juraimi Jumali from Singapore.
Yeah, and back to what you were saying, it doesn't only have to be surf careers that they create. There's new restaurants and homestays, and like yourself, hotels, and
Nice.
it's a great opportunity. Just brings a lot of tourism and brings a lot of different types of people in an international community. So it just creates and opens more doors.
That is absolutely right. Great place to visit. Everybody that's hearing us right now, I strongly suggest come be a part of this beautiful, beautiful country, India. Not only of its history and its culture, but now growing as a surfing destination. Beautiful landscape, warm weather, great people, great food, not that expensive to be around, to travel around here. It's amazing. It truly is an amazing destination. And there's a bunch of coastline. There's more than 5,000 kilometers on coastline. We're here on the east side of India. So it does receive a lot of the swells that they start in Indo. So you'll probably get the first kind of little swells rolling in Canggu and that zone. And then they eventually work their way up to this part of the world.
Yep, that's exactly right. And I was talking, there's even waves on the West Coast as well. And when it's off season here, everyone that usually surfs around this area goes over to the West Coast and gets some waves there. So it's a little bit of a secret that we're letting everyone in on. And if you want to be one of the first, you got to get into it now because I'm seeing a great future for Indian surfing.
Amazing, amazing too. The surfing birthplace of India, Mahabs. It's where modern surfing began in the early 2000s. Schools like Surf and Turf and Bay of Life introduced the sport to the coast. Amazing place here. Big shout out to all the sponsors, especially TNT Group, who is helping out huge with this event. Also, a big shout out to all the staff, the members, the media, everybody that's doing such a great job. The people here, the host, Seabreeze, Radisson Blue. I can't There's so many people to name. We will be naming them.
All right, and with that, we're gonna head over to the last heat winner and our good friend Daiwako.
All right, I'm here with Amadei, who is the last hit winner. So how is the condition out there?
It was fun. It's compared with in our country. I mean, like Maldives. Like this is really small, but I really enjoy this wave, and I used to come before here. I surfed few times here, and I know really well this wave. So I just wanna kind of free surf today. I just test my board, and I feel really good with that. But I think I need to change my board, and I have same setup, so I'm gonna use it.
All right, so you said you are going to change your equipment, right? But what kind of surfboard are you using right now, and what surfboard will you use next?
I used to my fun board. It's a code, and it's it's like when I'm surfing in Maldives, this board works very well. But here it's kind of this is a beach break, like very different in our break. Like it's in Maldives we have a reef break, so I think I need same board but little more volume with the board, and it's gonna be very fun on this wave for sure.
You're still on point on that board, so you're gonna be maybe more sharper on the next board. But like you said, it's probably really different compared to your home break here in India. But how did you prepare for that condition? Did you surf anywhere else other than the reef break in Maldives? So how did you prepare?
Um, I told you like before I used to come here a lot of times, so I know this wave very well. So when I was in Maldives, I try to surf with the small shitty waves all the time. So it's something I can do it in Maldives. So it works. I think it works. Yeah.
Right, and you've been here a couple of times, like you said. What do you like about this place?
I would love to say the locals. They are super nice. I love them. Like there's a few kids like when I came here they were like really young. I teach them somehow like some tips, and now they are ripping. I'm so happy. I love this place.
You probably be really happy to be back this place in surfing in this event. But would you like to say something to your family, friends, supporters back in your hometown?
එමෙන්න අස්තු පුනෙලන් ඔති අරන් උපාවිච්චේ මිසාව ආදවුණීම දැන් අබදු ස්තිදේ සපෝට් දෙච්චේ අරුම් හුරිහා ටීම හුරියා කුදිම සම ඉබ්බර් කුරාණමේ දෙන් අනේ අස්තු රාಳು වර ටෆු මිබුණාච්චගේ රාಳು වර මුදගුලේ එකම ආරුන්ගේ බෙස්ටෝව දක්කම අමිරත් කුරේ වර රඟලුවාන්. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, and good luck in the next round.
Phew. All right. Thank you so much, Dai. That was an incredible interview. So much insight on Maldivian surfing. But right now, we're going to see a couple waves replayed of blue and red while we were in that interview. So here we have this wave of red. I think I saw this one earlier. He did a sorry, not this one, that one was a pretty good turn there for our man in red. This is Eduardo Alquiso from Philippines. Beautiful surfing there, looking like he has a bit of a longer board under his feet. This is last of blue. Christopher Dirani on his backhand. So nicely done there. Pulls off. So a couple waves ridden while we were on that break. Just shows the consistency of this spot. You know, it's the most consistent surf spot of India. Not only famous for this wave, but it's famous for its temples and murals. And a little bit of an insight. I think a lot of the local surfers. Oh, we get
Wow.
right back to that because that was insane.
Eduardo. Eduardo Alquiso. Here's a replay again. Beautiful surfing from Eduardo. Really fast technical surfer here. You can see him getting the speed, going for that blow tail
Whoa.
air reverse. Huge maneuver. That's going to be a big score for Eduardo. We got our surfer in blue. Both of them super active, getting a bunch of waves. 7 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. We see Eduardo and Christopher have had a bunch of waves. Looks like Shuriami is waiting with the priority, waiting out the back, seeing if he can get a good wave under his belt. But like you said, Jada, the tide's low. It's super consistent. You know, the swell's still 3 feet, un metro, like we say, 1 meter. Um, the periods definitely dropped a bit, so that's actually more consistent. It's better for these 20-minute heats. You get a lot more opportunity to surf, and that's what the surfer wants. You know, he wants opportunities. You want to go out there and at least have opportunities to surf. Like we said, no big fishing community now, also known as a surfing community. History in the making in this event. So it's a honor to be here and such a great moment in time. I'd like to thank the Asian Surfing Federation for making this happen with the SFI Surfing Federation of India and the Asian Surfing Federation. Sorry, I'm trying to get those right. The ASF and the SFI.
Amazing.
Amazing. Here we are.
As well as the Sports Development Authority of India. Thank you so much. That is us on your screen right now. We are super excited to be here. Many thanks to everyone that made it possible. You know, it was done in a short period of time, and this event is so important. As you
Yes.
said, it's the qualification to the Asian Games where surfing will be present for the first time. So we're all very excited. I'm sure all the countries here are have trained so much and put a lot of time and effort to be able to bring their athletes out here.
That is true. You know, this is the fourth one that's been happening. Asian Surfing Championships. They had one in China, two in the Maldives, and now this is the first one in India. And this is the most important one so far because this does qualify for the Asian Games, which is the official Asian Games where all the other sports will be competing. So it's kind of like the closest thing to an Olympic game, an Olympic event. So this is a huge opportunity for all these different regions from the Asian part of the world.
Yeah, you're right. And it's a very similar format to the ISA and the Olympics, I guess. So it's a great way to get their training in, get their heats. You know, the best way to improve contest surfing is doing contests. So
And it's right. Consistency makes perfection. You know, you got to get on it. I always think the best way to surf and become better is surfing. Obviously, today with the development or the evolution of surfing, we understand that obviously it's important to have nutritionists, to have the sports psychologist, to have your coach, all these different parts that will help you get better in a shorter amount of time. But I always like the old school saying, you know, to become better, practice makes perfection. And if you practice what you want to do, which is surfing, boom, shakalaka, there you are.
that's exactly right. Really well said, Lily. And you know, the thing is, everyone surfs incredible and everyone can get really good, but I think now it's just up to those little details.
Yes.
So I think the more you focus on those details and the more you perfect and make sure you can avoid mistakes, that's what makes an incredible surfer.
That's true. You know, why not use all these things that will give you an advantage? Why not have a sports psychologist? Why not go to the gym? Why not um, invest in a good board? You know, you want to have a good board. You want to have, there's such good boards out there right now, and you can get them almost anywhere in the world. You know, talking about shapers like Lost, Mayhem, Sharp Eye, Almeric. And that is kind of your hammer, if you think about it. That is your instrument of your job. So if you can invest on a good board, it could give you an advantage to generate a little bit more speed, you know, get a little more technical, little more radical, critical. And then you add that with all the things, all the other legs of the table, sports psychologist, nutritionist, your coach, all these things that can help you and give you a little bit of advantage of the people who don't use it. So why not take advantage of that?
Take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself.
Your
It's
body's
you.
your temple.
It's you versus you. That's your first competitor is you.
100%. That is correct. And not only that, I mean, a good board makes you want to surf more, and
Yeah.
you have way more fun out there. So it's just as simple as that sometimes.
It's nothing like getting a new board, huh?
That's
Christmas
feeling
came early.
old. Yeah, that's exactly right. With that, huge shout out to the CI team in Indonesia. I know they are really watching these events closely all the time, and they make incredible surfboards. I know a lot of the athletes in this contest are actually riding CI surfboards from Indonesia. So they do an incredible job to just get those done and ready in time for everyone. They are, for me, OGs.
I've had a couple Channel Islands in my life, had a bunch actually, and I've had really good results on them. I really like the Rook. Do they still make that
Rook
model?
15,
Yes.
yeah, they still do make that
All
model. They
right.
make a lot of the original stills. They
All
just
right.
don't promote them so much because they know that people still order them. So this is Eduardo Alquizo now from the Philippines. Good floater there. Gets around the section, wraps it around here. A lot of speed throughout his turns. He's a very agile surfer with just a minute and a half left. A minute and a half, 6.67 and a 3.83 has him pretty comfortably out in the lead with that 1 foot into the round 3 already. So he's feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, definitely that 6.67 was that one blowtail reverse we saw. That one big maneuver he had. He's trying to better that 3.83 to get a high advantage. Let's see the replay. Smaller wave. Only needs to better that 3.83. So big floater. Coming around that section. Nice little readjust turn. Small wave, hard to surf. I don't know if it's gonna better his 3.83, but he is staying busy, and that is important, especially when you have priority 3. You're in the lead. You don't really need to change much. It's not bad what he's doing. Meanwhile, we got Blue up and out. Just stand up and go. Blue too. Blue is catching a lot of waves. He's been active. He's fighting. Meanwhile, Green is taking another approach to this heat. He's trying to wait for the good waves. There's 20-minute 3-man heat. He's got time. Let's see if he can better one of those two really low scores, 0.50, 0.47. Channel Island. So what's your favorite model? Let's talk about that.
My favorite model right now is the twin pin.
Twin fin. You gone to the twin boards.
I'm a retired surfer.
Oh,
I
no.
told you I've got moved on to the 20s.
Once you go twin, you never
Yeah.
go 3 fins.
All right, Juraimi now on his wave. He wants to get rid of that 0.47. Unfortunately, time ran out. This is looking like it'll probably be the best wave of his heat. He does have a second chance, though. It's looking like Eduardo and Christopher going into the next round. With that, we're going to head over to a quick break, and we'll see you guys in the next heat.
A promise isn't just made, it's lived every single day. From critical cargo to global connections, moved with precision and trust, promises kept for over 40 years, and many more to go. A classroom, a career, a new chapter. We don't just train, we transform lives. Promises kept through every learner's journey. In moments that test you, we protect what matters, from boardrooms to businesses, corporate insurance with promises kept. From first hellos to final goodbye, every moment wrapped in warmth, every detail remembered. Promises kept with heart. In every experience, across industries, across generations, one value connects it all. Promises kept.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back in this beautiful landscape, India, the great India country population. I don't know how much, but we got a good friend here who's going to tell me a little bit more info because he is known to these kind of areas. We're back. Leandro Suna speaking to you, known as Lele. Next to me is Afri, my good friend from Afghanistan. Tell me a little bit more about this place because have you been here before? Yeah.
I've been to India before, for sure, but only to the north so far. For
Okay.
me, it's the very first time in the south, and there's a huge difference between North and South India. I mean, India is a huge country, right?
Yes.
Not only the population, but also the size of it.
Yes.
So it's more like a continent than really a country. I've heard, and I think it's true, whenever you drive like 4 hours to one direction, language changes, culture changes, food changes, everything changes.
Wow.
And the difference between North and South are even bigger. So it's a new experience for me too, and I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it because yeah, man, seeing how surfing is growing here is amazing. And Japanese surfer in Heat 13, Kai Kobayashi on his first wave.
Yeah, Kaiko, no stranger to contest surfing, just great, super athletic. I saw him doing a little warm up before he was going out. So concentrated, such a, in the zone surfer. He's been doing this for his whole life, just living too in California, San Clemente. Great, great surfers. Got big background too, Japanese heritage, and representing Japan here. This is his first wave. Tricky wave, little nice cutback to the beach, to the to the water, to whitewater. Sorry, gets the fins out, but it's not a completed maneuver. Here we have first wave of blue as well. We missed this one. Powerful surfer from Chinese Taipei, Chia Chi U. Good backside, solid surfer. You can see he has a lot of strength in his surfing. Wow, nice hit off the top there. Really critical. Nice transition. One maneuver to the next. Going all the way in on that one. Let's see if he can make. Wow, another little hit to finish that wave off. But what a great way to start. First heat for you,
Milking it.
milking it. That's exactly the word. Milking that wave all the way to the bottom. A lot of energy too, right?
And anticipating the section, really working for that first proper turn. And then the section where, it's all about generating the speed. He managed that. Also, a nice little cutback after he snaps it out. And then just keep on going, passing Elephant Rock, not losing the speed and not stopping there, man. Getting his board out twice again after Elephant Rock. So it's solid wave for surfer in blue from Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, there was definitely two good maneuvers out the back on that wave. He did. We talked about this earlier, Afri, how you want to generate that speed before you start getting in rhythm with a wave, and he did that. He did that excellent. He got those two top turns. Now he's doing the runaround. This is what we call the runaround. Is when you go in and you try to run around instead of paddle back. Because with a slow tide, there is a little bit more of a current, so it's almost wiser to do a little runaround. Less exhausting. You go back, you get back out in the peak. It's probably gonna run right next to those rocks right there.
Yeah,
See
my
the-
rule of thumb is whenever you pass Elephant Rock, just paddle out and do the run.
Do the run, huh? The run around, the good old run around. Yeah, I mean the tide is low. There is a lot of current right now. The waves are a little smaller, but still super, super contestable. This is a great contest venue. I mean, anywhere in the world, you would have this little right hander and you'd be stoked. You'd be happy to go surf that. Look at that little right hander. Anywhere in the world, you'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to that contest. I definitely want to surf that wave with three guys out. Here we have Kay.
Kai Kobayashi, surfing first time for Japan
Wow.
and really wants to show his surfing skills. Wow, man, that was proper. Almost all his board, apart from the fins, got out there.
Let's see if he does a rule of thumb. Afri's rule of thumb. Is he going to paddle back out? Is he going to walk back out?
Let's call it the rule of thumbs for lazy people like me.
Well, I think he's going to. Let's have a replay first. I known Kate for a long time. I've actually competed against him quite numerous amount of times. Gets a lot of speed. We talked about that first speed. Boom. Then he starts getting in rhythm with the wave. He does those two turns. The wave's a little bumpy. Can't go straight because there is that elephant rock right there. So he decides to pull back and wait to see if it lines up again, if it reforms. It does not, but it's definitely going to be an important. Oh, he's paddling back out. That's a famous elephant rock. It does look like an elephant. I'm not going to lie. It does look like an elephant. the head's underwater, the tail and the legs are also, but it does look like the back of an elephant, right?
Maybe with the proper ductor, if you can see the what is it called, the nose of the elephant.
That's right. That's right. We're gonna go to a quick interview with the last winner with Jada is on the beach, and we'll be right back with you guys.
All right, I'm here with the winner of the last heat. Congratulations. So, this board, we were just saying, is from a local shaper in Siargao, and it's looking incredible under your feet. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I have this bird for more than 1 year already, and it's from local shipper in Siargao, Hayden. Yeah, I really like this kind of board. I mean, this board, especially for this kind of waves, I think, or this kind of condition. So that's why I mean, this the only board I have also for now. So yeah, I'm happy for this board also.
So, coming up to this event, what were your days looking like? What were you training? What were you doing at home?
Um, Before here, when we was in Siargao, it was like there's no waves before we went here. So yeah, the waves was so small. So but it's still we still like keep surfing, or we have also like heat class or be in the gym, mobility, like stretching, just keep moving.
You're here with Team Philippines, and it's always one of my favorite teams because you guys look like a real family and are really connected and always happy. So, tell us about your team. What's the dynamic like, and what's it feeling?
Yeah, it feels so good if you travel with the teams, like make you feel like active, excited. Like without the teams, like I think it's so boring if you travel alone. It's nice to have a team like push you up, help you for everything. So yeah, it's like always the best with the team.
All right, incredible. And talking about support, I'm so sure that there's a lot of people at home watching and supporting you. What would you like to say?
Yeah, so thankful for everyone to support me, and for the OPSA, the Philippine Sports Commission, like to bring us here. Without them, like I don't know if we're here or what. Yeah, thank you for my sponsors, to my family, to everyone, my friends. Yeah, thank you for.
Thank you, and good luck in the next round. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you, Jetta. And thank you to our winner of the last heat, who will proceed in round number 3. And this is what Kai Kobayashi and Shiachi you want right now too, to proceed straight to round number 3. The loser of this will have another chance in round number 2.
So there was some action while we were in the interview with Eduardo. What a great surfer from Surigao, not stranger to right-handers. These are the replays that we missed while we were on the interview. Keiko paddled back out, got this little insider, nice wave, good face on it. Wow, 2 solid turns down the line, a lot of speed. He hasn't been able to get that open face, clean wave like we saw Chiachi, sorry, Chiachi getting that first wave. 6.50. That's a good first wave. Solid first wave for the guy from Chinese Taipei. K has been, just building a house, got a 3, now a 4.5. And then that last wave, we still got to wait for that last score to come down. Where we're saying building the house, staying active. K is in the zone. Nice. Oh, let's see if he can come around from that. Wow. But he's active. He's surfing. Here we go. Whoa. Powerful surfer. Good first maneuver. Wave's a little tricky. It's a little hard. Let's see if he can open that face again. Get another little score up there. Add up to that first maneuver. It's definitely going to help his second wave. He doesn't have one. That's his second wave. It's going to help his 6.5. K is building the house little by little. He did a 3, then a 4.5, now a 5.83. Little by, his strategy is building the house. Where Blue's strategy is wait for those 2 good waves out the back.
10 minutes to go. I think in K's spot, he might start to get a little bit nervous here, because to really get those good wave or even excellent wave ranges, you need to score the right set. And right now, it's a little bit slower. So this is why you can see K is going for many smaller waves.
Yes.
But then again, round number 1, ASF Asian Surfing Championship, that means nobody will get out of this competition. Everybody will have a second chance. But I'm sure Kay His aim is not only to go as far as possible, maybe even winning this, but he definitely wants to win his first heat.
See that replay? He did that first beautiful off the top turn. Was looking down the face. Noah's gonna close out this wave, so he did manage to come around that and finish that with a little late flutter. He did kind of climb up late on that last flutter. Let's see K's last wave. This was his 5.83. Smaller wave in the inside. Oh no, this was that last wave. He did not complete. That's not gonna factor in his score. Let's see what Blue's last wave comes in. He did that one first big turn out the back, and then he barely made that last hit, that last floater climb. There it is, a 4.73, jumps to first place again. Okay, what you said, he kind of used a different strategy. Went for catching a lot of waves, but he did get a good score on one of those little waves. He did get a 5.83. Now he's got 8 minutes, 30 seconds. Second priority, he could go and back up that 5.83. It's not a bad strategy for these kind of conditions.
And him being based in Southern California, I assume there are some similarities, no? Isn't the waves in Huntington Beach and around that region sort of similar to what we are seeing here?
I feel like what's similar to this wave is T Street. T Street is a wave in San Clemente. They surf a lot. All the boys down there surf it, and I feel like it's kind of similar to that wave. Just a little fast beach break. It's got some force, it's got some push. You got to be really, really smart with your surfing, really fast, really technical. Looks like the strategy switch now. Blue's getting active. Blue's trying to, get in rhythm with a little inside waves. Nice two top turns. Let's see if he can make a third one. Gets up there, kind of loses speed. It's over that wave. He doesn't like it. You can see in his emotion, body emotion.
Yeah, I feel like, at least myself, I always feel less pressured if I don't have priority, because then you can do what this guy just did. Take whatever wave is coming, because hey, the other guy has got priority. If you just wait for the very best wave, you might just lose it because the other one is getting it. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's different, and everybody has their own kind of feeling and what they like and what they don't like and how they use it. I kind of feel like priority is also kind of, it can play mind games. It can be really tricky when to use your priority, how to use it, like in the right way. You kind of have to sit there and wait for a wave. It kind of like, it makes you sit and wait for a good wave. And when that good wave comes, if you've been sitting for a while, you feel a little pressure, like, whoa, I got to perform. I've been waiting for this wave for 5 minutes. First, I got to catch it. I got to make sure I catch it so I don't lose priority. And then I got to perform. So it's not bad to not have priority, and especially in these waves where it's not like the big one has a lot of, it's way better than the small ones. We see the score, look at 6.5, 5.83. That's not a lot of difference in the score. And the difference of the wave was that the surfer in blue did wait a lot for that first wave, that 6.5, where K, got a bunch of waves and got that 5.83. So the priority in these conditions, I wouldn't think it manages. I don't think it affects that much. Like, it's almost smart to not use priority. Let the other surfer wait for a set. I know that the in between waves are almost as good as a set, so why wait for a set?
Interesting insight from our Olympian sitting here in the booth, Lele. Man, that could be the first big, I wouldn't call it upset yet, but surprise. If Chia Chi Yu from Chinese Taipei really kicks out one of the, well, favorites, you have to say. Every Japanese surfer in the Asia Games is one of the favorites.
Uh-oh, don't count him yet. Here we have K waiting for that big set, out the back, just that one turn. Let's see if it reforms. It does reform. He saw there was an opportunity in this wave. Connects nicely with the inside. Oh, a little backwash. Nice little snap. Let's see if he can finish strong. He does finish strong. He's still fighting for another one. Wow, long wave in between two rocks. Another snap. Keep consistency all the way into the beach. It's a lot of leg work. That's a lot of movement. There's still 5 minutes. I'm sure he's going to go back out and try to catch another wave. He doesn't need much to go to first place. He's got that 5.83, so he is milking it. This could be the wave that makes him go to first place. Like what you were saying, Afri, I don't like the word upset, I like the word surprise, or, like, what could be like the surprise.
Special moment.
Special moment.
But that could actually have been the special moment for Kai, because he was surfing it all the way to the beach. Couple of nice cuts there. So let's see.
Yeah, he squeezed that lemon, right? He went all the way in, managed to do a bunch of turns. There weren't really any radical turns, only at the beginning of the wave. But like he knows he doesn't need much to go to first. And that going into first is crucial. You know, you do want to win this heat, you do want to advance in first place. And he did milk it, you know. He took everything out. I'm sure he's doing the runaround. I don't know if he's paddling back out. There's 4 minutes left. Maybe we can. There he is.
And while he's doing the run around and we don't see any sets on the horizon, small information to the surfer in green that you can see in the display, Afghan surfer Mohammed Alizada. Fortunately, he wasn't able to get his visa since he's still in process to get his political refugee in a foreign country, so wasn't able to make it to India. But still, that doesn't mean that this round is not of importance because it's still
Yes.
about who is proceeding to
Wow.
round number 3.
So there was a lot of points on that first turn. Obviously, he did get the score, did go to first, 6.13. That first turn was for sure where most of the points came out. That was a nice snap. Kept going, you know, really milked this wave because it was really hard to surf. Went all the way in, you know. Wow, that was a good snap too in the inside. So we got two pretty good maneuvers. That first maneuver was definitely the best maneuver, you know, taking out the fins. He did get a 6.13. That is his best score. He
And
did
that
jump
puts
to
him
first
into the lead.
place.
Wow.
Now we got Chia Chi from Chinese Taipei. He is in second place. He does have priority one. He doesn't need much to go to first. He only needs like a 5.5 around there.
He still got the best wave so far, so it's absolutely possible for him. Almost 3 minutes to go. He's got first priority, and he can choose the correct wave now. Let's see if the ocean is going to help him or if the temples underneath are going to help him.
Pray to the temples. Pray to the 7 temples.
This guy is paddling back, not doing the walk.
Oh no, but he already did the run around, I think, right?
Oh, yeah, right.
We did see him run around. He's
True.
already back in position. I mean, that's when you do want to use it, when you go all the way past the rock, like Alfred said, past the elephant rock, and you're way in the inside, low tide. It is a good strategy to go on the beach and do the run around. You know, maybe get a little heads up from your coach. Hey, get a little insight, like go sit on blue or go wait for a set or try to build a house or this and that.
Because there's quite some current.
There is
So
current.
You have to
There is current.
be sharp,
Especially-
save your energy, especially it's round number 1. You know, you have at least, you know, if you're aiming for gold, you have plenty of heats to go. So might even make sense to be strategic there.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are all young. They can use their energy, and they'll be
Not like the two of us, you mean?
not like the two of us. We do need to save our energies, Afri. We need to, you know, massage, yoga, namaste, take it easy. These guys got a lot of energy. I'm sure they could do 4 heats in a day with runarounds, current, and whatnot.
Well, good for them. They don't have to do that many rounds, that many heats today, at least. What they have to focus on the last 70 seconds. For Kai, it's going to be a waiting game since he's got
Yes.
priority number 2. But Chia really needs to pray and look properly.
Pray to the temples. Pray to the temples.
And there he goes, having a close look on that one.
He doesn't need much. He doesn't need much to go to first place. He's taking advantage. He's going for this one. Saw an opportunity down the line. I think he got a little carried away. There's a minute left. I don't know if that was a right choice to get on that wave.
What would you do now? I mean, 40 seconds. Would you still paddle back or just sit on the inside and hope that a wide one is coming?
You kind of got to paddle in position a little bit. You can't really stay that wide. There's 20 seconds. Kay's got first priority. There's not going to be much opportunity. It's not like he needs at least a 5, so he does need to take off on a wave with an opportunity. There's 10 seconds. I think that's all she wrote.
You think a ramp that would allow one air would have been the thing he should have looked for in the last minute?
An air? I mean, if you take off on a wave and it looks like it's a closeout and there's not much of a surfing opportunity, maybe just go for one big maneuver. For sure.
All right, so that was round number 1, heat 13, Surfer in red from Japan proceeded to round number 3. We will see Surfer in blue again in round number 2. And with this, we'll have a little break before we continue with heat number 14.
A promise isn't just made, it's lived every single day. From critical cargo to global connections, moved with precision and trust, promises kept for over 40 years, and many more to go. A classroom, a career, a new chapter. We don't just train, we transform lives. Promises kept through every learner's journey. In moments that test you, we protect what matters, from boardrooms to businesses, corporate insurance with promises kept. From first hellos to final goodbye, every moment wrapped in warmth, every detail remembered. Promises kept with heart. In every experience, across industries, across generations, one value connects it all. Promises kept.
Welcome back, everyone. This is day number 1 for Asian Surfing Championships. We are now into Open Men's Division Heat number 14. And I'm Dai Wako here in the booth with
Percival Fayon.
Ooh, Percy.
Yeah, so nicknames Percy keeps it easier.
Is it okay to say just Percy?
Yeah, Percy.
It was just kind
However
of
you
a little
want.
bit too long.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
welcome back, Percy.
Yeah, so
How you been?
really good. I just took a
Yeah.
break, went to the room, changed rooms, did
Oh,
some
yeah, I did notice you changed
Oh
the
yeah,
clothes.
changed some clothes as well. Yeah. That's how you keep the clothes going. Don't sweat
Right.
too much in each one of them, you know. Dry them out a bit.
Dry them out of.
Yeah, it's starting to get pretty hot here. It's around midday. Well, it is exactly midday right now, so the heat is turning on, but still really pleasant with some nice onshore breeze. And lunch is coming up soon. All the surfers are gathering in front of the doors to get in.
Yeah, there's a big line for the lunch.
We have our first surfer up and riding. It is Ramil from Thailand. And yeah, I surfed with him this morning in the water. He was definitely working on his wave selection and positioning, and looks like he is getting himself into a good position. That one just giving him not the best opportunity, but I think he's just trying to get the ball rolling. Yeah.
Right, and we have 2 other surfers in this heat. So we have Kishore Kumar from
And
Indonesia in red.
From India.
Oh, from
So
India.
Yes, this is our second surfer from India, and out of the 3
Right.
that are in the men's, he's the only goofy footer. So it's gonna be nice to see some backhand
Right.
ripping, and hopefully he goes to the air as well and shows us some of the progressive maneuvers as well, which we saw from him in the last contest.
Right. I think I saw his name in the QS as well.
In Krui. Yeah.
And yeah, he was ripping in the Krui on a bigger waves actually.
Yeah, so he's one of the guys who's actually not too bad on bigger waves as well. Like we don't get much time on bigger waves, but on his backhand, he's really good
Right.
on also big waves. He has an amazing style. Yeah, he really takes his time, picks his lines, and super nice body mechanics. And then we also have Mode Nazreen from Malaysia, I believe. So yeah, looking forward to see what these surfers have to offer us.
Right. So correct me if I'm wrong, but Kishore Kumar is the only surfer competing in the QS so far from India? Or?
Well, he's up and riding right now, and he's looking for a pocket
Wow.
to smash the lip, and there you go. That really nice release on the top, and just getting a bit caught towards the rock. Let's see if he can close it up on the inside. So no, there's actually quite a few.
Mm.
Oh, oh, nice.
That
Okay.
was a great surfing from Kishore. Am I pronouncing right, Kishore?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Kishore
That's
Kumar.
absolutely perfect.
Beautiful ride from Kishore, local athlete, and this is on screen mode Nasling from Malaysia.
Yeah. Yeah, so Kishore is well, he actually just popped onto the scene when he was like, I don't know, 12, 13, 14, and he already had a really good style just from the start.
Right.
Which was actually, I would say, one of the first surfers in India who from the get-go had a good start.
Mm.
Most of the surfers in India actually started out with quite like sketchy styles and really
Right.
like
Mm.
blocked in the shoulders and things like this because of the kind of conditions we had and the boards we were surfing. But yeah, from the get go, he had a really good potential, and they really pushed him. They brought him to different waves, to Indonesia, to different places, and it really paid off. So I think he's just about 17 now,
Wow. So
or
he's
maybe even still in the juniors is under 18, right?
right under the 18.
Yeah, so I
Yes.
think he's just about 17 now, and yeah, just continuing to rip.
Continuing growing, but definitely I would say he is a third generation of surfers from India.
Oh, for sure.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
On screen, we have Ramil up and riding. Unfortunately, comes unstuck
It
on the
was a
first
nice.
section. It was a nice curve, but unfortunately, little bit of a texture on the face. But this is a reply of the last of green. Nice first turn, throwing a sprays, and here, unfortunately, oh, after this one, oh, that's a
Oh, that's a
actually
different wave.
a
Yeah.
different wave. That was a great ride from Surfer Green.
Yeah, he picked a wave that
Mm.
was kind of going down the line, so he had to choose maneuvers which were a bit more horizontal, but it kept him going down the wave, and he got some 4 or 5 maneuvers. So I think it'll be a decent score.
Wow, look at the score. Sure, already locked in the two good scores. 12.17 in total. So local athlete is dominating in the seat so far with a 14 minutes to go.
Yeah, super cool.
Mm.
We actually from the Indian team we don't have any locals. None of them are from Mahabs.
Oh, right.
They're all well. Let's just have a look at this
Wow.
beautiful wave. Yeah, really going up into the lip there, and he's coiling and then unloading. So it's nice to see that. I've seen it in a couple other surfers as well. Today on the backhand.
Yeah, but it seems like he knows how to, how to get around the rock.
Yeah,
That
that was
section,
tough.
yeah.
That was
Mm.
tough section. It was super shallow as well, huh?
Right. I really love the first turn and to the second turn. That's great combination.
Yeah.
Fin vested and straight into the second. That was a beautiful ride from Shaw. Oh,
And we're gonna go with the post-heat interview from our winner from the last heat, Keiko, who had a really interesting preparation. So happy to hear about that.
All right, everybody, we are here with the last winner of that amazing heat, a good friend, great surfer, Kei Kobashi. How are you feeling?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good, everything great. I want to ask you a couple of things, Kei. Is this your first time doing the Asian Surfing Championships and representing Japan?
Yeah, so this year I made a big change, life changing decision, and decided to switch to the Asia tour. I got a lot of heritage and a lot of sponsors backing me, my family, and switching to the Asia region. I'm super grateful and honored to represent Japan, and yeah, I'm just so stoked and honored to be here in the Asia Surfing Championship games for the first time in my career. So yeah, not the best start, but got the job done, and felt like I didn't really get to surf the way I wanted, but just building heat by heat, and definitely wasn't my best performance, but got it done. So stoked.
That's good. That's good. It's all about, it's just the beginning, right? We got a long way to go. It's all about making those heats. I wanted to ask you about your strategy. Did you go out there knowing maybe it was a low tide, a little more inconsistent? Was your strategy to build a house and then go wait for a good one, or did you just play it as you felt it?
Yeah, my whole goal was last few events was kind of stay busy, and didn't really get to do that, and then got like a 5 and a 6. But yeah, I wanted to definitely ride more waves. Definitely my next heat, the goal is to ride at least 5 or 6 waves. As a competitor, you always want to give yourself the opportunity, and I feel like I didn't really do that in that heat, but I knew I was already going to make it regardless, so kind of relieved some pressure, but definitely want to get the heat win and feel like when you're winning heats, it builds your confidence. And whether it's 11-point heat total or not, if you win the heat, and I'm on the glass with you, and that means I won the heat, so I'm stoked. And yeah, just first heat nerves, definitely felt a little nervous, but yeah, I'm stoked. Like first time ever here in India. Everyone's super nice. The food's amazing, and just great hospitality, and just overall, it's such a good time.
Amazing, amazing words. Let me know a little info on your board. Can you give me a little info what you're riding, epoxy, the fins too? I see you're on the FCS, the fast fins. I like it. The new technology. Let me get a little info on that.
This is actually my backup board. The board I rode in the comp was actually a black sheep built. I got second in Korea, QS 6000 on it, and it's actually funny. I gave that board to my girlfriend, and then it just came back to my hands, and I think it's absolute magic. And yeah, I mean, like I said, I haven't done my best performance yet. I'm looking forward to like just putting on a good performance and heat by heat, and I'm just super stoked to be here at Team Japan, and I'm just stoked.
All right, Kay, we are all excited to watch you surfing, and we know we're going to watch you perform and build the house like you did in that last heat. So if you want to give any shouts out, here's your chance.
Yeah, I want to do it in English and Japanese first, but English, thank you to my friends and family for supporting me on this big life-changing switch. And yeah, super stoked and grateful for my sponsors from the US supporting me and backing me in this big decision. And yeah, thank you to my friends, family, sponsors, and you all know who you are. And then 今年から、アジアリージョンに変わって、ランキング今アジアで3番で、今年のアジアサーフィンチャンピオンシップの代表で出れて、今回、しももちゃんとアリンちゃんと、イチと、渡辺一と、みんなと、頑張って、日本に、みんなにゴールドメダルを取れるように頑張るので応援よろしくお願いします。ありがとうございます。
Ah, arigato. Okay, we'll see you around, huh? Yeah, brother. Back to you guys.
Nice interview from Kei Kobayashi and
Yeah.
Lele. Thank you so much. So a little bit of backstory for Kei Kobayashi. He was actually surfing in the U.S. states region, and but this year he switched to Japan, an Asian region. So this is his first time being here for the Asian Championships. So he had a big shift in his career.
That's super interesting. Yeah, to see also different approaches. We're just watching some replays from the current heat, and our two other surfers getting busy. First ride going unfinished by Green, but Blue here putting a nice little combo together with a couple of turns and a carve. Let's see how he finishes it up. And yeah, he doesn't really manage to find a finishing move, but it'll still be pretty good wave. And
Oh.
Kishore also finding a wave here. Ooh, smoothly just getting into the rhythm, bending super low and up into the lip. Oh, just pushed it out a bit too much.
Maybe a little bit pushed too much in the tail and got stuck on the last section, but that's beautiful surfing.
Yeah.
From Kishore. So back to where we were talking about. So there, you were saying that there is no like a local surfers here.
Yeah, so the local guy who well, we just had a national contest just before this, like a couple of weeks, no, three weeks ago, at the same spot,
Right.
to decide who would come compete in the championships.
Oh.
And a local won that one.
Right.
So Sivraj Babu won that one. It was super cool, super emotional. Also because he right after that joined, or maybe just before it, joined the Indian national team as well. So it was a really nice kind of introduction of him into the national team. Yeah, just super clean surfing, but he unfortunately was still in fourth position in the rankings over the year. So he couldn't compete in this one, but he'll be in the Aloha Cup, which will come up
Right.
soon. Where actually there, that's where you're gonna see all the local boys. I think there's like a handful, like 5-6 of them that are all gonna do the Aloha Cup, and that's gonna be fun to watch. They're a fun bunch of people.
Right. So where about Kisha Kumar from actually?
Yeah, so Kishore's from the other town, just 20 minutes ride from here
Right.
towards Chennai, so closer to the city. So is Shrikant, the top ranking surfer in the Indian team. So both of them are there. They're third generation surfers. So I think Kishore is 17,
Wow.
And yeah, I wonder if he's both in the men's open and the juniors. I'm not sure,
Yes.
but
So
we'll check that out.
yeah, like you said, we're gonna have men's, women's division and
Yeah,
open division, and we're gonna have men's, women's, junior division as well. And on screen, this is Surfing Blue. Nice first turn.
Ramiro.
Try to connecting through to the inside. Try to get score to go into the first place and get the finish. So three good turns from Surfer Blue. Romeo from Thailand needing a score to go into the first place because Kishore is just lock in five, 5 and 7s.
Yeah, some good scores from
Mm,
Kishore in the fives and sixes, and I think this will be a good. I mean, his two waves are coming in at a 2-2-3-3, so I think this one will be a bit better than that, hopefully.
right.
Yeah, and so Kishore 17, the top ranking surfer, he's I think either 19 or 21. And then we have Ramesh Budihal, who was in the third heat,
Mm,
who won that heat. He's 24 or 25, around my age. Actually, we were like competitors together. We were sponsored by the same surfboard brand and getting coaching together back in the days. And yeah, so it's super cool to see that there's and we have soon like a fourth generation coming up with
right.
Harish, which will be super exciting to see in the juniors. He's the tiniest guy out there, but he is a solid ripper. His family is he's a local, so he's
Right.
really a local, and his family, his uncle is one of the first shapers here, and one of the first surfers as well on this beach. Kamali, his sister, is in the women's, and she's probably the 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 leading kind of surfer
Mm,
in India since a while. Now there's a few others coming up as well. So yeah, it's exciting to
wow.
see the Indian team and what they're up to.
Super interesting information for the Indian surfers and all the insight from you, Percy. But personally, I'm interested in, well, back to that after this ride, but this is
Yeah,
surfing green up and riding. Get a one section in, but unfortunately, not really sticking to the landing.
yeah,
It,
that low tide
mm,
is coming in, huh?
right. So what I was saying is, you know how we have a lot of coaches in Bali or Japan, Australia, but in India, how do you guys practice in surfing? Especially maybe like second generation. And I would say there is gonna be a lot of people coming into this place for the third generations. But for you guys, how did you guys practice surfing?
So just finishing up
Mm,
this wave that looks pretty nice from Blue. I really hope he gets the lead with this one because he's really giving it his all. I think we'll see a replay, but yeah, I'll try to answer at the same time. Oh, here's the replay. Let's just have a look at that.
it's
Um,
a smaller size waves, but still managed to put one, big calves, run has cat back, try to stay in the pocket, nice vertical off the top, and just racing down the line, trying to find the last section to hit, and that's where he finds and managed to put last turn in. So couple of good turns, and he managed to get rid of the lower score on the last wave, and definitely he'll be improving his situation with the last wave. So last wave comes in at a 3.50.
yeah, but I think just the wave selection probably
Right.
coming in,
Mm,
those waves being a little bit smaller than
right.
than the ones the others are picking, and that's why it's staying down in the
Mm,
3.5s instead of going to the fours and the fives. Yeah, so the question was about how we train in India.
right.
So in the beginning, for me, I mean,
Mm,
actually, I've always been supported by Samai and his brother. Samai is currently the head coach for India
right.
for the national
Mm,
team. So I grew up surfing with them in the surf school. I was working in the surf school from when I was 15 onwards, and competing from when I was 13. And yeah, I mean, initially they just coached however they could,
mm, mm.
and we just surfed together, and that's just how we progressed. But actually, no, we did focus sometimes a little bit. We would go back. Actually, what we would do is we would go back onto foam boards whenever it's shitty conditions.
Right.
Foam boards are 8 footers, and then we would practice cutbacks and snaps with 8 foot boards on shitty conditions.
Well, so
And
big on the bigger
on
board
the
and
bigger board,
right.
yeah. So that extra challenge kind of
Uh-huh.
really then being translated into shortboard surfing as soon as the waves turn good. So that's kind of how we manage to, to survive with moments where the waves are really bad.
Right. Well, that is actually good training because on a bigger board you need to use the rail really well to surf. But on screen, this is a live action from South Green. This is looking like a good way for surfing green. Couple of good turns and needing a big score to go into the first. So he's just looking for a way to get rid of the 4.23. Here is a reply of Last of Green. What did you think?
Oh, yeah, it looks. Let's just have a look
Mm.
at this one. It's a small wave, but I guess he's trying to go progressive.
Wow.
Okay, no, he's looking for just a nice section to hit. So nice that he's timing it. This wave running away a bit, but he's finding the open face.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know if I think he was really looking for the air, and he
And
does throw it
well,
around, but
just like you hoped, he just attempt to innovation maneuvers. But looks like that's the end of it.
yeah,
Looks like Kishore Kumar straight into round three.
yeah. And
And
the other surfers will have another shot in. Oh, look at that!
that's a
Great
nice,
to see the
right,
sportsmanship.
nice friendship. All right, with that, we're gonna go to the short break and we'll be right back.
A promise isn't just made, it's lived every single day. From critical cargo to global connections, moved with precision and trust, promises kept for over 40 years, and many more to go. A classroom, a career, a new chapter. We don't just train, we transform lives. Promises kept through every learner's journey. In moments that test you, we protect what matters, from boardrooms to businesses, corporate insurance with promises kept. From first hellos to final goodbye, every moment wrapped in warmth, every detail remembered. Promises kept with heart. In every experience, across industries, across generations, one value connects it all. Promises kept.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is day number one for Asian Surfing Championships. We are into open men's division, heat number 15. So two more heats to go in this round. I'm Dai Wako in the booth. Welcome back, Pasi.
Cheers, cheers. So in the water, we have our third and final surfer from the Indian team. He is our top ranked surfer, Shrikant D from Kovalong, together with Kanoa Heiji from Korea, South Korea, and Muhammad Nor Afik from Malaysia. Super excited to see what the surfers have on offer for us. Conditions are not looking too bad.
Wow, yeah, I would say it's looks super fun. It's
Yeah,
been it's been a really fun waves throughout the day. We had a really big high tide moment this morning. The tide drops. I can see a lot of sand, a lot of beach now.
yeah, much more beach.
Mm.
And the wind did turn super early, but luckily it hasn't like gotten really strong to the point
Right.
where it really chops up the waves. And hopefully it just helps our surfers maybe go to the air a bit. That would
Mm.
be nice.
I would say this is a good air wind for now. A little bit of onshore, not strong, slightly onshore, but on screen, live action. I believe this is Surfing Blue. Noah, Hijay, up and
Ooh.
riding. First turn, big second turn, throwing a lot of sprays and straight into the third. That was a great combination and comes around section actually and getting this bonus section here in front of him. and get to finish right out of it clean. So that was a great first wave for Noah Hije from South Korea.
Yeah, starting with a big statement for sure. He really has his backhand attack locked in,
Right.
and yeah, it was nice to see all the way down, just belting it. Poof.
Wow.
Yeah, keeping speed throughout. He's coming down also with pressure on the front foot, so that's really what's driving him forward.
You
And
know,
yeah, it's surgical almost his
right. Wow.
surfing.
Little bit of information for Kanoa Hije. He's from South Korea and he's actually surfing a lot of time in a wake pool in Korea. He's a
All right.
local for at a wake pool and he does longboard too. And about a couple weeks back, we uh, we had a QS in Korea at a wake pool, and he got a win in the longboard division LQS, and I think he got knocked out in semifinals in the
Wow.
QS men's division. So
So interesting. Yeah,
mm,
I heard also in one of the other heats, just having a look at the our surfer in green, Mohamed Nor Afik, getting some speed down the line, and just
mm,
waiting. There we go, a nice carve into the section. Ooh, just losing it there with. I think the timing was a bit off on that hit to the lip. But it, yeah, looks like good surfing from our surfer. I hope in green. I hope he finds a better wave and can show us some more.
right.
Yeah, so you were saying Kanoa Heiji with
He's
the longboard shortboard combo.
he's a very talented guy who can surf on shortboard and longboard as well.
Yeah, honestly, like in the past, like continuing the conversation about how we train in
Right.
India and like switching between longboards and shortboards,
Mm.
I honestly think that has such a good impact on your surfing because it really you learn so many things on the longer boards
Mm.
about how to read the waves, about how to move, like you're saying, use the rail and move that, you have so much more weight and rail to work with. And it really, I think, helps to bring it back to the shortboard as well. And it's also interesting to see people do shortboard maneuvers on longboards
Longboard.
as well. Yeah, it's amazing what people can do. Radical snaps. I've even seen airs on like
Yeah.
9 foot boards.
Mm.
It's super interesting.
Super interesting and totally agree with you. It's just good impact switching between shortboard and longboarding when you're on a bigger on screen live action.
Our surfer in red, first wave, getting down the
Wow.
line, opening with a searing carve to layback, and just carving back into the pocket. He picked a nice wave.
Mm.
It stayed nice and open for him. The first section was a bit runny, but yeah, I don't know if this is the wave that he's looking for, but it's definitely a good start and a good kind of like backup wave. I hope he gets some better ones as well down the line.
Definitely, probably he knew that it's not gonna be a great wave, and probably that's how he just changed his mind, just put a little bit of variation on towards the
Yeah, with the
maneuvers,
layback and
Yeah, and here's a replay of the last of red. Love the first time, beautifully done, and then love the second time again. It was a big layback hack, and it gets a curve again. So he knew that it's not gonna be a big, score, and there's gonna be a big end section, but definitely managed to put couple of variation in it.
yeah, so he's quite a different surfer as you can see, much more square
Mm.
in his surfing, but a lot of power
Right.
comes out of this guy. I've seen some crazy like snaps from him, so I really hope he puts some on
Mm.
show for us. Yeah, just what you were saying about like the strategy and getting the ball rolling and so on. Like, actually, I got a little insight from the coaching team, and that's really what they've been focusing
Okay.
on the last
Mm.
coaching camp is how to serve for the judges. So really, really making sure that you're putting some variety in there and satisfying all those criteria. And so yeah, they've been putting a lot of work in their strategy, and it's paying off. I mean, we have two of them that won their heat, and let's see how this one goes. It's gonna be a tough battle because Kanoa looks
Super sharp.
super sharp.
And yeah, it's
All right, and we have um, who is it that's doing the interview? We got Jada on the post heat interview from our last heat with Kishore Kumar. So see you after that.
All right, I'm here with Kishore Kumar. Congratulations. You must feel so good to pass that first heat in the home crowd. What are you feeling right now?
Yeah, happy to be make the first round, and my team are very supporting me. I'm I'm very confident that this is happening in my home break.
So, because this is your home break, do you feel extra pressure to perform, or are you like, nah, I know this wave super good? Are you relaxed?
No, I'm very relaxed, and I know the wave very much.
I know that when you're feeling relaxed, that's when the most dangerous part of Kishore comes out. And I know there's a lot of people supporting you guys here. So, what would you like to say to everyone at home?
Yeah, thank you to be supporting, and I want to thank my sponsors, TT Group and Arun also sir for supporting me and my team.
I think we all want to thank you for inviting us and making us feel so welcome here. And so, yeah, good luck. Congratulations. I'm sure you're going to be supporting everyone else. Is there something else you'd like to say?
Thank you.
All right, back to you guys.
Thank you, Giada. Wow, how was the interview for you?
Yeah, that was super cute to see him speak. Honestly, I haven't seen him speak much.
Really?
So Muhammad here getting a nice looking wave. There's a lot of speed on this, and
Mm.
he's drawing nice lines with his rails.
Yeah, his wave selection was on point actually on this one. This wave got a more like open face for him to send up, step up, and managed to put a couple of good curves actually.
Yeah, for sure. I think he must be someone who surfs probably bigger waves because I think the waves it feels like he doesn't have enough space on the wave to because he's drawing really wide turns, right? So, but but yeah, looking good, looking really nice.
Right. So first wave for green comes in at a 2.77. So this will be nice backup for surfing green, and well, a few scores locked in already. So Kanoa is currently in first place
And first priority.
and first priority. That is a good sign. And in second we have surfing red with a 783 in total with 11 minutes to go in this heat.
Yeah, so it was super cute to hear Kishore just speak a little bit over there, and I think you can see the kind of dedication that he's putting into the sport and the gratitude that he has for having this opportunity. I think it's really part of the Indian spirit, you know, that you really give yourself to what you're doing, and not only for yourself but for the others around. So very nice to see that, and yeah, I'm looking forward to see more from this whole team.
Right. So we have Sri. Am I pronouncing right? Srikant? Srikant. Mm.
Shrikant.
Srikant. So he is one of the Indian team, and
And
he's gonna be on this wave.
Kanoa wasn't convinced.
Mm.
He sold him off on it. Let's see if we can do anything nice. There's a nice one in the back for Kanoa, though. Let's see what happens in this exchange. I think just a little bit off rhythm there on that wave. I think he got sold on it from Kanoa. Well, actually, he was second priority, so.
And Kanoa was on the wave at the back, but doesn't look
didn't-
like it's gonna be a good wave for Kanoa as well. So here's a replay of Blast of Red racing down the line. It gets floats, coming on the section. Nice check-in turn, just waiting for the section to step up for him. And here he is, gets a finish.
Yeah. A difficult wave to surf, definitely getting hung up a couple little points here and there. But it'll be a backup. And our surfer in green, again with a nice wave. Wrapping it all the way back to the pocket. And it's standing up for him. His approach is a little bit lateral. He didn't have much of a bottom turn on that one.
Yeah, you're right. He's getting those waves that stretch out and just doesn't give
Uh,
you much, wall to work on.
Still beautiful to watch.
Right. Still beautiful surfing and gets a finish. So probably he's gonna come in and just run
But he's
on the
probably
waves.
wondering like, why am I not getting good scores? You
Right.
know, I'm surfing these waves all the way in. They're good waves,
Mm.
etc. But I think if he gets some coaching or something, then or some video analysis, then he'll see that okay, shit, I need to go more to the bottom and really aim up at that lip. And I think that's really what the judges are looking for
Right.
is to see that top to bottom surfing that really goes up into the lip
Mm.
and then has some release or so.
Definitely. To do that, I think the wave selection is gonna be really key
Yeah, and he
to
has that.
key to do that kind of stuff. You need to have one wave that gives you a steeper section to actually you can hit vertical.
Ah, yeah.
And here is a replay of the last of exchange on his backhand canoa goes to vertical.
Ooh, just digging in
Mm.
with the nose and everything. I think that wave just probably slowed down a bit, and maybe it's the chop
Could
from the
be, yeah.
onshore as well.
Mm. Yeah, like here, wave didn't really stand up for him, so probably he was looking for the section that he can go to the vertical stuff, but unfortunately, just wave didn't offer. But here comes the last section, and he's done it nicely. So
We
with
have
7 minutes to go in this heat, and every heat it goes by so quick.
yeah. So Shrikant taking the lead with the 417, and
Wow.
yeah, and looking at the scores actually, Shrikant's first wave came higher than Kanoa's.
Mm.
Quite,
683 for the first wave for
you had it, you had
Shuriken.
it.
Shuriken.
Yeah, you have it, you have it.
Mm.
Yeah, so quite interesting there because I think that maybe that strategy work that they've been doing is paying off because Kanoa's wave had more turns on it
Right.
and they all looked really good,
Mm.
but they were all quite similar, right?
Exactly.
So
Right.
maybe it's that diversity that Shrikant introduced with the layback and some
Mm.
carves and so on that gave him the lean. Now looks like a proper backup, a little bit smaller, but this wave
Wow.
is really holding up solidly, and we're seeing some of
Ooh.
his power game.
Gets a little spice in the last section. Gets a little rotation. And here is Kanoa. Just a little bit fumble in the middle of the wave and trying to connect it all the way to the inside. Is this wave gonna be steep up again for him? Looks like he gets the vertical end section.
Wow, just
Mm.
razor fast, lightning fast on those last little sections. It's incredible what these guys can do on tiny waves, huh?
Right. They are so good at, just connecting through the further sections. You need to be stay in the pocket to remain the speed to actually come you can come around the section and get the further section. But yeah, like you said, this guy's doing great. And you have to be great to be, in this kind of competition. So here is on screen. It's a live action from Surfing Green, needing a score. Nice off the bottom, off the top again, and straight into the cup. Unfortunately, gets a little bit caught. I don't think, I can tell by his
Body language.
yeah, body language that he was looking for the last section after that.
Yeah, but he definitely did go more vert this time
Mm.
on that section, so that was nice to see. And I think you'll see it also in the score, hopefully. But I think the score that we're waiting on for our surfer in red is gonna come out pretty good. It was a smaller wave than his first one, I think, but it held up so nice, and it kind of I think
Right.
it bowled in a bit, so it
Mm.
really gave him the opportunity to just lay it down. And there was some variety in there as well, with like the fins going out at the end and so on.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a really, really healthy number for Stricken, and definitely will extend his lead over blue and green. And this is a round one, and you are not getting knocked out in this round, but still you wanna be in the first place because you're going straight into round three.
Yeah, it just saves you a bit of work, a
Yeah.
bit of nerves.
Mm.
It's definitely a nice feeling also for the confidence to
Right.
just get going through the next
Even you know
round.
that you're not gonna get knocked out there's a competitive vibe in the water.
Yeah.
This is the
So,
last of reply. Nice first turn. Have a really power in his surfing.
yeah, just so much
Mm.
water moving out the back. Nice. I really like this wave. The first two turns were really
Mm.
powerful. A lot of like buckets of water going out the back, and you could see the spray was thick. You know, it wasn't
Right.
spray. It was buckets.
And the last wave for red comes in at a 6.87. So
6.87.
another mid six, and that put him just remain him in the first place, extending his lead over red, over blue and green. It's a nice job from Safa in red. Stricken from Indo team,
India.
India team.
Yeah. I'm not sure how many minutes we have left on the screen. They're not showing us the leaderboard, but it's coming towards the end of the heat, and there might be a little opportunity here with a wave showing up. So let's see if there's any last minute action. It's always possible.
Always, it's not over until it's over. So.
Exactly. And that wave just running away from all of them.
Mm.
We're
Yep.
still on. Huh?
All right, so we have a couple of minutes to finish up this heat, and this is a heat number 15. Next heat's gonna be heat 16, and it will be the last heat of the open men's division.
And Shrikant up and riding one more time. Up into the open face with a nice trademark carve. Another one. Now setting it up for something in the inside. And just throwing the fins a little bit up into the lip. It looks like it's building on the
Right,
inside.
and it gets a bonus
Ooh.
last section as well. So he managed to put 4 good turns, and I gotta say this is gonna be a best score.
Nice. Yeah, let's look at
Mm.
it again.
Really like the first big powerful carve, lays into it and into the second turn, and just racing down the line. Gets the finish here, but somehow he managed to get another section for him, and it is the real last section, and that was a great surfing from Shrinka.
Yeah, super cool to see him getting comfortable at Mahabs and putting down some nice combos. Some nice waves coming through, huh?
Still, it's a lot of opportunities for all the surfers. So it looks like Kanoa is up and riding this one on his backhand. Nice vertical off the top. It gets the rotation, but unfortunately it couldn't quite stick to the landing.
And that's Mohammed just up and out. We're almost at the end of the heat. The
Well,
other surfers are heading in.
I can hear the beach announcers counting down this heat. So this is the end of this heat. Looks like Safa in red and blue. Red, actually, red will be straight into round 3.
So yeah, super proud of Team India for.
Oh, still on hold actually. So we are still waiting for the last of 2
right.
waves. All right. So we're gonna go to the quick break, and we'll be right back after the break.
A promise isn't just made, it's lived every single day. From critical cargo to global connections, moved with precision and trust, promises kept for over 40 years, and many more to go. A classroom, a career, a new chapter. We don't just train, we transform lives. Promises kept through every learner's journey. In In moments that test you, we protect what matters, from boardrooms to businesses, corporate insurance with promises kept. From first hellos to final goodbye, every moment wrapped in warmth, every detail remembered. Promises kept with heart. In every experience, across industries, across generations, one value connects it all. Promises kept.
All right, welcome back to the Asian Surfing Championships. This is the official last heat of the day. This is Heat 16, where we will be seeing Iko Watanabe, Tsung Linghan, and Afridun Amu. So Afri is actually one of our commentators as well. So I'm pretty excited to watch this heat, as well as Iko Watanabe is a surfer from Japan. We recently did two contests in South Sumatra and Nias, which is also in Sumatra, just an island off the mainland. And Iko was definitely a highlight throughout that event. Um, I'm Jada Legati, and I want to welcome into the booth. Introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I am John T. Rhodes. I am a former cricket player, so very far removed from any of the activities in the ocean. I do like to surf. We're a surfing family. We spend 5 months of the year living in India, and yeah, anything to do with the ocean, we game for it.
All right. So, for everyone out there listening, give us a bit of an introduction, like you did, but of why you're here and how you got involved.
Yeah, I've been involved with the Surf Federation of India for the last 13 years, and I wish I could sort of generate speed like that on a wave that does. If you know what you're doing, that's a great thing about Mahabs. You know, the wave conditions sometimes with the wind make it a bit difficult, but when you've got surfing skills, you know, you really can maximize it because there is some power in it. But I've been basically trying to help promote the sport of surfing, and especially from a lifestyle point of view, because most of the surfing communities are in the fishing villages and the fishing communities around India, and it just gives the young kids an opportunity. And even though we are now sort of at the end of the first generation of surfers with the youngsters coming through, there's a lot of scope for surfing in India and a lot of scope for opportunities to open surfing schools and things like that. So I'm just here to help push that as much as possible with a cricket background that has a lot of following in India.
Mm-hmm. So, before we get right back to that, that wave from Iko Watanabe was insane. Talking about opportunity, he really opened up so strong, and Japan has such a strong presence in surfing. But back to you. So we talked about how you're involved in all this, and what differences or similarities do you see in cricket and surfing?
Okay, so firstly, from a financial input and sponsorship and viewership in India, it's chalk and cheese. So from one extreme to the other. But the most amazing thing that we're seeing in India is with the exposure of international surfers and of getting the opportunity for the young Indian surfing team to go and surf in the Maldives, to go surf in Sri Lanka. And it's so important because I've been involved with a cricket tournament, the Indian Premier League. It's been here for 18 seasons, 18 years in India. And the growth of the young Indian cricket talent has really benefited from the international overseas players. And it's great to see international. That's where you really learn, at international competition. So awesome for us to see this sort of level of surfing here in Mahabs.
That's right. And we'll get right back to you. We're going to go to a quick post-heat interview.
I am live with Shrikant D from Kovalong, our top ranked surfer from the Indian team, and I'm so proud to see that all of our surfers from the men's have won their heats and gotten into the third round. How does it feel to have won the first round of the contest?
Yeah, I'm so happy because this competition in our home break, so we have more comfortable and confident. So I did well.
You did super well, and I got some insight from Samai that you guys were working on like strategy and how to surf more for the judges. So like like doing different maneuvers, giving different maneuvers. Were you thinking about that while you were surfing?
No, I am thinking catch a wave and do my turns. That's it. I have to catch, find a good wave. That's it. Because now fully onshore, the waves are bumpy. So I used to find good waves.
So you're more thinking about finding wave selection, finding your good waves. Super cool. So you're naturally doing different maneuver based on like how the wave is coming, huh?
Yeah, how the waves are coming and look the section I did.
Super cool. And how does the board feel?
Yeah, I feel good. This board.
Is it a new board or how long do you have it since?
This one is new one. Uh, my sponsor gave it to me last month. Yeah.
So you've been practicing on it and getting it in, and this is the board you will ride for the rest of the competition.
Yeah. This is my main board. Yeah.
சரி கொஞ்சம் தமிழ் பேசுறீங்க.
Okay.
அப்பா அம்மா ஃப்ரெண்டுக்கு
எல்லாருக்கும் நன்றி. Thank you so much for everyone. Also, I love to thank my sponsor TT Group. They're supporting me a lot. They support a lot. Yeah.
Super cool. Congratulations and good luck on the next round.
All right. Thank you so much. That was a lovely interview. And it's great to see the Indian team start off so strong, starting on the right foot. And I had a quick little interview earlier on with Kishore, and he was saying, I was like, are you nervous or are you, even more confident that this is your home break? Because sometimes when you're at home and your home crowd's watching, the nerves can get to you. And he was like, nah, I'm feeling really good. So this is a quick wave from our man in blue, Sung Ling Han from Chinese Taipei. So nice, beautiful surfing there. Love his style and his matching blue shirt with the board. That's a pretty cool touch too. Definitely extra points there for the judges. But yeah, you were saying that it's so important that this international field comes here to Mahabs and shows a little bit of the local community what it takes to be at the top. And so what are your options? Like, do you think it's gonna bring more people in now?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we've already seen the growth. And Mahabs, even though there is surfing across India, there's still so many sort of surfing community or potential surfing communities. My wife and I and the kids, we live on the west coast in Goa, a very small fishing village, but it's predominantly, it's not a surfing destination as such. And I think what Mahabs is showing that, in India, we can have surf destination. People can come here and get great waves. I mean, there's no guarantee, of course, we know that, but generally, if there's anything, any bump or swell, Mahabs is a place to spend time in the ocean.
All right, so this right now, Iko Watanabe, good first turn, really pushes the tail out, but decides to pull off an 874 for that last one that we saw earlier. But we were told that Mahabs is the most consistent spot here in India. And it's bringing a lot of attention. I know a lot of people have already been asking me like, what are you doing in India? I'm like, oh, there's waves. And they're pretty shocked to see when I show them the videos that we've had the past couple days of the swell. But back to your competitive background and what you bring with the cricket, what are some of the competitive features that you bring from cricket to surfing?
Well, I think the interesting thing about cricket is that it's always a team environment, and although you still rely on the individual's performance. So there's 11. It's similar to football. There's 11 players in the team. Everyone has a role to play, and surfing is so much. It's on your performance. It's kind of you versus you and the wave. You can't worry. Sure, scores will count, but you really have to focus, as we heard, on what you're doing. So the game plan that you have on your wave. And I think from a competitive edge point of view, just trying to get the young surfers here, and we heard it so beautifully said before, the thanks and the gratitude. Percy was speaking about that on the commentary and the last interview, that this is a surfing community, and people will excel when they're involved in something with a greater purpose. Yes, you want to succeed and be successful, but if you can give back to the community, and that's a great thing about the young Indian surfing team, they are already giving back. And that for me as an old cricket player, you don't often see it in a cricketing environment because so much is given to the players here from salaries and sponsorships. and seeing the appreciation, because that's a great indicator. People who are very hungry at this sort of level, because they've had to work very hard for everything from surfboards to just a simple sponsorship. So to everybody who's contributed, these surfers feel real gratitude, and that goes a long way when you add with the talent and the hard work. There's appreciation here.
Wow, goosebumps. That's beautiful, beautifully said, and you're totally right. I've seen it firsthand myself. I trained with Ivan Villalba in when I used to compete, and I was training with him a lot. And I remember that Kishore came to a couple of the trainings, and it was inspiring for me because I've been doing it for so many years to see such a young man like come in with all that drive and energy and like hunger. So it inspired me to improve myself as well, and it gave me a bit of hunger myself, seeing that not everything is always just handed to you. And it was super inspiring, and now seeing the team all the way here is great. And you're right, I've seen contests kind of create these huge surfing communities. And I think the perfect example is a spot called Cruy, where when we first went, there was nothing. It was like a couple little homestays and the wave, but now it's like a huge surfing destinations. And I think Mahabs definitely has that potential as well, especially with the community here is so welcoming and grateful that we're here. It does feel that way, and I feel very welcomed, and it's a beautiful thing. I totally agree.
It is good to have the surf community. I mean, the international surf community here in Mahabs.
So this is just a replay of the last of Iko. He's gonna be updating his score really nicely. Love how much he pushes the tail throughout all his turns. He was a highlight, and he's on a bit of a roll right now. Came off a QS win recently in Japan a couple months back, and he's looking like he's in great form. But something you mentioned earlier, cricket is such a team sport, whereas surfing is really individual. And these ISA formats kind of bring surfing into a more team sport because, yes, you want to be an individual winner, but, it's all about the team at the end. So, how have you been applying that to the Indian team?
Well, fortunately, I stay far away from all the input. Coach Samai he is the guy, and I think they've done an amazing job, the Surf Federation of India, in just providing that support. But from a perspective of what I can do, I just give them as much room to do their thing as possible. And I think that's often management. There's a lot of times when you've got past players involved, there's a bit of micromanagement, and this is the way to do things. And the because India is such a new, surfing is so new in India, there's huge opportunity and huge scope for youngsters to do things that we as old people didn't really express ourselves with. So I think the key for me as a past cricketer or past international player is just to give them as much space as possible.
All right. I wouldn't expect it. I thought you would be a bit more involved with all the competitive background you have. What do you think have been some of the biggest challenges yet with the Indian surfing team and pushing it to the next level?
Well, I just think, we're really grateful here in Tamil Nadu. There's been real support from government. And since surfing has been a part of the Olympic Games, there's obviously a much bigger push because up until then, very grateful for sponsors. The Surf Federation of India has worked long, tireless hours, digging deep into its own pockets where, a lot of other surf federations have access to sponsors, like government supports and subsidies. And that's been the sort of not hasn't held surfing back in India, but it's been one of the major obstacles is that there's not a lot of funding available. So surfers have to surf in their local break, and that's pretty much as far as they get to go. Occasionally, we get the opportunity to send them out to Sri Lanka and the Maldives, and that international exposure, as I spoke about earlier, is massive for the surfers. So stumbling block here is just firstly getting people to love the ocean, and respect it, but love being in the ocean. And I think that's something that's still a long way to go in India. People actually realizing that the ocean is a place where there's fun, there's sport, and there's also competition.
Yeah, I agree, and you're right. It's a process. It doesn't happen overnight, but these types of events and international exposure don't only allow opportunities as maybe just an athlete, but even to the communities, like you said, giving back. It creates more just doors opening, I guess, because you create more hotels, because people come more often. There's more tourism attraction, and there's just many different ways to kind of come out of it in a positive way. So it's a good environment, and I'm super happy that we're here and that you guys brought us over. So thank you guys. I know how much hard work went into all of this. But back to our heat. This is heat 16 of the day. The last one, we will be heading today, the first day of competition here. Iko Watanabe with a solid lead, a 7.67 and a 6.50. Sung Ling Han, a 3.17 and a 3.83. Afri, our co-commentator, with a bit of work to do, a 2 and a 0.70. I know he's got it in him. So this right now, Iko Watanabe on a good looking wave. He's keeping busy with 3.5 minutes left. He's looking like he's in a pretty solid lead, but unfortunately wasn't able to ride out of that one. So, okay, this is day one of competition, early days, but what have been some of your highlights of from yesterday and today?
Well, obviously seeing the Indian team, that members all going through to the top. So, you know, really grateful that the hard work that's been done has certainly also resulted in good results in the ocean.
Yep, that's you're right. There has been great moments. I think one of my highlights, well, obviously, is that India has done incredibly well for the men's side. I grew very attached to Kishore when he spent some time in Bali. Very quiet young man, but always has a big smile on his face. So it was great to get him to get an interview with him. We were joking around. He asked like, "Oh, is Percy interviewing me?" And I was like, "What do you mean? I thought I was your friend too." And he got all like flustered. I was like, "Don't worry, man. I'm just kidding." But that has been a highlight. I think yesterday's traditional dances as well were absolutely gorgeous and something I love about India. We've only been here 24 hours, but it's how deep the culture goes here. So this Iko Watanabe right now, just, a bit of a victory lap here. He's trying to push a little harder, getting comfortable. Something in surfing is that, it's you get those 20 minutes, you get those two scores, but if you're comfortable in the lead, to get those jitters off, we see this a lot. People just, push a little bit harder and yeah. So what have been your past experiences in surfing competition here in India?
Surfing competition, I actually have a son who's 15 years old and just busted a knee surfing, pushing aerials. So yeah, so good to see that the athletes are looking after themselves and not trying to score ridiculous points. Smarter surfing. So at 15, I think you make those sort of mistakes. But I think that the biggest thing for me when I come here and involved with the surf contest is that the vibe at this, not just Bahamas, but in India is incredible. And it's because it is an entire community. Often surfers have to rely on their support team, which is their family or maybe a coach. But here in India, we rock as a community and in a surfing perspective. So if you come to a surf event, just bring your dancing shoes because there's certainly going to be dancing most of the time throughout the competition.
I'm so excited. I cannot wait for that. With just a minute left, after taking a look, Iko takes to the air. Beautiful landing there from Iko Watanabe. That was some incredible surfing there. Just a bit of a victory lap. He's gonna probably be getting rid of that 6.5. But back to the dancing. So give me a little bit of insight on this because I'm all for it.
No, you'll see guys like Kishore, the quiet guys in the ocean behind a microphone being interviewed, but just play a bit of music and it's like a transition that you have never seen before. So yeah, just hold your horses. It's going to be happening soon.
You gotta give me the playlist because I'm putting that thing first on. I'm gonna look straight into Kishore and be like, you got to show me. You gotta bust out some moves. So this is Sung Ling Han, currently in second, wanting to get rid of that 3.17. So gets around that first section, wants to get around this second one. Unfortunately, won't be improving on his scoreline, but is sitting in second, so he'll be going into the next round. I want to give a big thank you for joining me in the booth. It was a very nice insight.
Thank you.
And we're going to go on a quick ad break.
A promise isn't just made, It's lived every single day. From critical cargo to global connections, moved with precision and trust, promises kept for over 40 years, and many more to go. A classroom, a career, a new chapter. We don't just train, we transform lives. Promises kept through every learner's journey. In moments that test you, we protect what matters, from boardrooms to businesses, corporate insurance with promises kept. From first hellos to final goodbye, every moment wrapped in warmth, every detail remembered. Promises kept with heart. In every experience, across industries, across generations, one value connects it all. Promises kept.
Was a bit of a wrap up of day one here in Mahabalipuram, the fourth official annual Asian Surfing Championships. We had an incredible day of competition. We finished the first round of men's from Heat 1 all the way down to Heat 16. I'm pretty sure tomorrow morning the schedule will be a 7 a.m. call with a 7:30 a.m. start, just like today. We will most probably be seeing the women's. With that, I would like to give a big thank you for everyone that was watching. We're going to go on a quick highlights reel and wrap it up from today. So see you guys bright and early tomorrow. It's good morning from Mahabalipuram. This is the fourth annual Asian Surfing Championships, and it's officially underway. We have Heat 1 in the water, and I'm Jara Legati in the booth with me, Dai Wacko.
Good morning, Jara. We are here in Mahabalipuram in India, a little bit south of Chennai city. What a beautiful place. We have lots of actions coming up today for the day one for fourth annual big event.
Yep. So this is the fourth annual Asian Surfing Championships, and a super important event because this is where all the surfers get a qualification spot for the Asian Games. So it's a huge, huge moment for all these countries. There on your screen right now is the all famous right hand point. So a little bit of background information about this place, Dai, just in case you and everyone didn't know. This is actually the surfing birthplace of India. It's where modern Indian surfing began in the early 2000s. Schools like Surf and Turf and Bay of Life introduced the sport to this coast. So, super vital and important place for Indian surfing. It's practically where it all began.
Right, and no wonder this is the birthplace for surfing India because, as you can see from the air view, how good is that point break over there off the rock? But actually, that is a temple over there. That's what I heard.
Yep, that's exactly right. That right there in the background and right behind us is a super, super ancient temple. It's 1,300-year-old stone temple, and you can literally see it from the shoreline. And I think there's another six underwater,
Right.
literally lined up, and that's practically like when the tide gets really low, you could see the top of the temples as well. So it's an incredible spot here and so much culture. You see there's the fishing boats because this used to be just an old fishing town. So there we have Neil Sanchez is currently in the lead.
So currently in this heat number one for round one of women, we have red Nell Sanchez from Philippines, in blue John John Chen from Chinese Taipei, and in green Mohammed Almari from UAE. And at the moment, Surfing Red in first, Surfing Green is in second, and Surfing Blue is in third place. But this is a view of the ancient temple. Just like Giada said, there's actually seven of them, and this is the seventh, and there's six temples under the water. We're literally surfing on the ancient temple, which is, well, think about that. It's just super, crazy to think that we are actually surfing on the temple.
Right. And it's just so much energy, it's you can really feel it here. It's a super important place, not only for the locals, but I guess for all the athletes now too. This is a qualification for the Asian Games, as we said. And in the water, John John Chan right now is in the lead. Neil Sanchez from Philippines in second. Mohammed Almari with a little bit of work to do. So a little bit more fun facts about this place. There is so many things happening here. The surf culture began in the early 2000s, meaning that it's so new. There is just a lot of growing to do here in for India and its surfing, but it's already taken such a huge leap. I mean, there is Kamali Morthy. This is her hometown. She's a local surfer here, and she's India's surf prodigy. Kamali was raised here, and she became globally recognized because a Netflix documentary was made about her.
I think, yeah, I've watched that documentary, and it was such an inspirational story. So you guys need to check it out.
It's incredible. And here there's like all year swell. It's super consistent throughout the year, especially from July to November.
Mm.
So right now we're like peak season for Indian surfing. There we have it on your screen is the lineup. Beautiful, beautiful right-hander here. It's I've seen a lot of videos. We only got here yesterday, but I've been seeing so many Instagram clips of this wave, and just looks so fun. I know I've just off the top of my head, I know Kailani Johnson posted some reels, Taina Izquierdo. I've been following the ASF Instagram as well, and it just looks so fun.
Just such a perfect setup. It's not a reef break actually. It's a sand underneath it, and still gives you a lot of great the right hander. This is an air view for the ancient temple, and at the back, this is our setup for the event. This is the fourth annual Asian Surfing Championships. You know, like you said, it's a new actually to India for surfing history, but already they have this big championships held at this one of the best right-handers in India, which is great for all the surfing community in India.
Yeah, you're right. And just some more fun facts. I mean, right there on the shore, you see all those fishing boats. So many of the young surfers and young local surfers come from fisherman
Right.
families, and they all started, by because the Australians were coming here and they would see them surf, and then suddenly they're like, you know what, let's give this a go, and then there we go. Here we have an entire community now just surfing the shores here of Mahabalipuram, just south of Chennai. Beautiful zone. We got here late at night, but it's just so different and unique here, you know.
Well, definitely. It's Asia, and I'm from Japan, and but totally different culture, and it's actually beautiful. I love the coloring here. I love the all the things colored in bright, like red, orange, and blue, and I love the. I love everything.
Yeah, it's there's so much color, and not
Yeah.
only in the food, but like walk yesterday
Right.
when we were walking back to our hotel from this contest site, we just walk around and all the fruits, the people, the stores. There's a lot of movement, a lot of sound, and it's actually beautiful in its own like crazy way. So there we have right now Neil Sanchez on your screen. Unfortunately, just falling, wasn't really able to complete that last one, but I'm sure he got some work done on the outside there. He's not looking for a big score now to go into first. So we will be finishing off the open men's division today. We have 16 heats of the men. So this is heat one officially underway for the Asian Surfing Championships. Huge thank you to our sponsors, the Asian Surfing Federation, the government of Tamil Nadu, the Sports Development Authority of Tamil Nadu, and everyone that kind of made this happen, the TT group. Thank you guys so much for bringing us out here and making sure that we can get this contest underway. Of course, all the hotels, the Sea Breeze where we're staying, where we're commentating from right now, the Radisson Blue as well, where we're most of the contest workers are staying. So beautiful spot just down the coast, and it's just a lovely, lovely area.
I had a morning walk from hotel to this venue. It was a beautiful morning, and well, as all of you can imagine, it's really warm, and during the day it's kind of getting super hot, but super nice to be out there and super nice to be in the water. The water temperature is really warm, and on screen this is John Chang from Chinese Taipei. Try to milking through to the inside. He is currently in second. In third place, we have Mohammed Amari from UAE. And this is a day one of the Asian Surfing Championships. We are in the men's division, round one, and heat time is 20 minutes. and we're gonna be finishing all the heat of open men's and open women's division is actually on standby. So we might be seeing women's action later that day.
Yep, you're totally right. So for now, the only thing confirmed is the first round of the open men's, and the women's are on standby. We have 20-minute heats today. This is the round one, but lucky for everyone, the round one has a repecharge. So that's a second chance, and it's something that you don't usually see during during events. I know that ISA does have a lot of round of repecharges, but usually we're used to seeing just a one chance contest, whereas
Right.
now the round one does have repecharge. So they go straight into that repecharge round, and then you can get back into the main event if you do well there. So, as a normal surf contest, top two rides are counted. The paddle out time is probably around 5 minutes since it's a pretty far paddle out. And coming up next, we're going to see Ismail Rashid from the Maldives, Jun Sion from Korea, and Lucas Santiago from MAS.
Mm. So very, international heats coming up. We have in this heat, Philippine, Chinese, Taipei, and UAE. And on screen, this is Surfing Green looking for a wave to go into the second.
Yeah, I don't think he managed to just scratch onto that. So it is Neil Sanchez now, 667 and a 383. He is currently in the lead. Second is John Chan. His scores a 4 and a 5.5. Mohammed a 2 and a 143. So it's a bit of, he's got some work to do here, Mohammed. Fish just jumping up behind him. But yeah, so it is first and second to go into the next round. Three-man heats is still meaning that first and second go. So there is Mohammed on your screen right now. He is taking a look at this one. Just a quick up and out. So we're reaching the crunch time now. 4 minutes left.
Wow, already 4 minutes left. So it's been a quick in the heat number one. 4 minutes left. It looks like it's Surfing Green needs to work a little bit harder. So this is one of the replays. But there's still 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go in this heat number one of men's division. This is day one. And in this heat now, Neil Sanchez is in first with a 667 is 3.83. That is a really healthy score. And John Chan is in second with a 4.0 and 5.5.
Yeah, so we are just about to finish this first heat of the day. Just 3 minutes left here on your screen, Mohammed Amar. He has some work to do. Priority is with the current heat leader, Neil Sanchez. He is looking pretty comfortable in first with that 667 right next to his name. He's going to be wanting to get rid of that 383 because John Chan is pretty close behind. So pretty intense moments here for the surfers in the water. Next up, Heat 2, Ismail Rashid, Jun Sion, and Lucas Santiago. In Heat 2, we were going up to Heat 16 today. And the women's are on standby.
Wow, on screen, Surfing Green need a good score to go into second. Nice floats. Come on section, but unfortunately there's not much to offer. So one big floater from the Surfer Green. So I know you've surfed in ISA event and you have surfed experienced this repechage system. How does it feel to be in the first round that you know that you're not gonna be out?
Well, actually, for my personal experience, I used to actually do really bad in the round one because I was like, it's fine. I got a second
Right.
chance. Like, no worries. So, like, you go out really relaxed.
Mm.
Well, I would.
maybe too relaxed.
Yeah, too
you know.
relaxed. You're like, it's all right. I'll just
Right.
sit here and wait for the set, and the set never comes.
Mm.
And you're there like, actually, maybe I probably should have taken advantage of this.
Right.
But when you get into that repertoire
Mm.
round and you know you're like, okay, this is it. Like, if I lose, I lose for real.
Right.
So then that's when you really start like putting pressure on
Mm.
yourself and maybe surfing a little more competitively. But there are people who do really well.
Well, on screen, surfing red looks like he had a good wave, for good first stand, and getting to the second vertical. That's a great combination from surfing red, and try to milk it through to the inside and going for the air and makes it.
Oh,
That's a great surfing from surfing red.
yeah, so he is currently the
Mm.
heat leader, Neil Sanchez from the Philippines. He is definitely going to be extending his lead, getting rid of that 383. We will be counting this one down with just 45 seconds left. This is a replay of the last of Neil Sanchez.
Wow, takes it into the air and makes it. This it is surfing blue need a score to go into first place. Nice first turn, a nice second check turn, and racing down the line gets the finish. There's another great ride from John Chang, who is currently in a second advancing position. So it looks like it'll be surfing red. Neil Sanchez and John Chang are moving into straight into round of three.
All right, so we will be counting this one down, and I'm pretty sure it is Neil Sanchez and John Chan moving into round two. Congratulations. With that, we're going to head over to a quick break, and we'll see you guys in heat two.
You want to move it? Don't try not to touch it.
Oh, I gotta do the interview first.
Yeah, but all right, we're all done.
Thank you guys, and welcome back to the official Asian Surfing Championships. This is the fourth one, so a big moment for us and all the surfers here. This is the surfing birthplace of India. We are in Mahabalipuram right now. Beautiful peeling right-hander that I know my friend Lele Osuna has surfed before. So give us a little bit of insight.
All right, welcome everybody. What a pleasure. What an amazing week we got ahead of us. This is an honor. It's a great opportunity to be here. Loving the place. First time in India, but I fell in love with it. Surfed the first day I got here, straight off 40 hours of traveling from Argentina. Got here, went straight out because I couldn't believe this little right hand point break was so fun, and how it is on screen. Such an amazing little right hander. So fun. There is a little bit of a current right now. We are on the high tide. It's starting to go low. But the right is super rippable, super fun. The water's warm. It's beautiful. I immediately fell in love with the place.
So we were talking with Di earlier. There's a gorgeous temple just right behind us. Can you see it from the point break?
You can. You actually can see it from the point break. And we heard some info about it yesterday. We do have a little bit of info. Supposedly, it's one of the 7 temples that were here
Yeah.
originally. And you can actually see when you're surfing, you can look out the back and there's a little whitewash And that's supposedly the second temple was which was out of the water, but way, 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 way long ago. So think about how much history is here, huh?
I think if we're not wrong, it's around 1,300-year-old. So it's been there for a long time. And
Wow.
Lele is right. There is another 6 temples that are all aligned straight underwater. So we can't see them right now. We can only see the tip of the second one when the
Yes.
tide's really low. But just to give you an idea how much the water has risen over time, and it's just such a great spot here. There's just so much culture and this great energy, and people are, the women wear their saris, and you see all these beautiful colors. Yesterday, me, Lele, and Dai walked back to our hotel from the contest site, and just walking around the streets, you can just see a lot of movement, a lot of life, and people here are just really friendly. I feel like everywhere we've gone, everyone is more than happy to help us out and give us a lending hand at any time we need to. So it's a beautiful spot here, and Mahabalipuram is the birthplace of surfing in India.
All right.
Talking about surfing, our man in blue right now up and riding. Nice finishing there. That is our man Jun Seon from Korea. His teammate in Heat 1 passed with flying colors. Nice finishing there. He's feeling good. He liked that wave. So, with 16 minutes left, that is the first wave ridden of Heat 2.
All right, all right. Full of action. The day started super early, 7:30 start. Here's a replay. First wave for blue for June from Korea. Nice wave to get started. No, those first heat, first waves, you always got a little bit of butterfly, a little bit of jitters. Look at this amazing picture we have. Here we have up and riding green.
This is Green on his backhand. Good second turn there. This wave is looking incredible right now. So he needs to finish off. That turn was incredible. A huge fan of spray out the back. Probably going to be the money turn of this wave. And he is not stopping yet. So a really good wave. And with that, we're going to be heading over to Dai Wako with the last heat winner. So there's a bit of technical issues there, but we will get right back to that beautiful wave here from our man in green. So he really took this one all the way down, passing the rock there. You can see him feeling pretty pumped right now. He is paddling back out full force. So
Energetic. Lucas, what a great way to start the heat. What a great way to start your first heat in this Asian Surfing Championship, the fourth annual one. And this is an important one because here we are going to have qualifications to the Asian Games. And it is the first time that these competitors, these surfers, will be in an Asian Games. We're talking about games where all the sports of Asia will be participating. It's like you got the Olympics and then you got the games. And it will be the first time for these surfers from Asia to get a chance to qualify and compete in those Asian Games. So Lucas feels that energy. He's motivated, and what an amazing way to start this first round.
Yeah, you're right, and what an honor, to be able to represent your country in these contests. It's a huge moment, and they really feel it. You're right. These first heat is it's kind of nerve wracking. You're out there. This is the first time you're probably competing in a while. So, Lele, I know you've been competing for quite a bit now as well. What do you do to kind of keep calm and make sure that you're good?
I'll tell you more about that, but first we got the interview. Let's go down with Di, and we'll be right back.
All right, guys. I'm here with the first winner of the Asian Surfing Championships, Neil Sanchez from Philippines. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How's surf?
My surf is so good and the wave is so perfect and but now a little bit smaller but so very good wave and um, I'm so happy to win the round one.
Well, you're in the first round. I mean, first hit of the round and first hit of the event. Were you nervous out there?
Little bit nervous, but I focus my hit, my serve, and to my goal.
All right. Let me ask you this: is this your first time in India?
Yes, this is my first time, and I enjoy here. I see the place so good. People are good, and also the wave, and also the food.
I love food as well. But how? What have you been doing since you got here in India, other than surfing?
Um, my coach asked me for more hard to training because it's coming here in India, and that's why I'm working hard, and that's the result for a round one.
All right. You have a lot of supporters, of course, from the country, and you sponsors and all the friends. Probably they are all watching your hate. So, would you like to say anything to them?
Yeah, nagpapasalamat po ako sa unang-una po sa kay God and sa Philippine Sport Commission po, Philippine Olympic Committee, sa UPSA po and sa mga coaches and sa mga sponsor po kay Crystal Dream, Akaba, thank you for my board and for my bands, Fluid Surf, Cemento Surf Hardware, at sa lahat po ng nag-support sa akin para makapunta po dito and also sa mga coaches, sa mga team na lagi nakasuporta, sa mga mother ko and sa my girlfriend ko. Thank you. Maraming salamat sa inyo. Sana suportahan nyo kami dito. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, and good luck in the next round. All right. Back to you guys.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, Dai Neil Sanchez. Giving his thanks to everyone back in the Philippines, and the Philippines is an important place for surfing, and Cloud9 is one of the most famous surf spots in the world. And Team Philippines is always an incredible team to have around. They're so energetic and are always happy to give a lending hand as well. I know you spent some time in Cloud9.
I have actually one of my favorite waves in the world. I would say is Cloud 9. Meanwhile, we got some action from Blue. This is our rider June. June on his second wave. This is Green too. Green already has a good wave. That last wave we saw, Lucas Santiago. Wow, what a good choice of waves he's had in this heat. Started out great. I'm thinking this is his second wave.
Malaysia, our surfer from Malaysia. I'm
Malaysia.
pretty sure could be MAS. We will double check in a second, but Lucas Santiago 5.5 on his first wave.
Oh, that was his replay then. We were looking at his replay, right?
Yep. So incredible wave there. He took it all the way down to the inside, way past the rock, and he really had an incredible backhand, very smooth style from our man Lucas. So back to what we were saying before the interview with Dai. Lele, I know you've been competing and been doing the rounds for a pretty long time. So give us a little bit of insight of what it is you do when to calm yourself down.
All right, I'll tell you more info. This is Red Ismail Rashid. Great first wave too, taking advantage of it. This heat's going to be interesting. All riders have good waves. They started out strong. They started out fast. It is 20-minute heats. I mean, there is waves, but it can go by really fast. So you do want to take advantage of the first wave. Have good wave selection. Like we do have red, blue, and green. This is a three-man heat. The whole round is going to be a three-man heat. Oh no, yes. We do have three-man heat all the way. Heat 16. We're gonna do in 16 heats of this first open men's round one. Heat 2 is on its way. Lucas Santiago is winning that heat with that great bigger wave we saw. Lucas looks like he's young, right? He's a young kid.
Yeah.
But what were we talking about? We're talking about strategies. What did you ask me? I forgot.
Yeah. What do you do to keep calm underwater?
Underwater.
In the first heat of a contest.
I try to. It's always nerve wracking. The first heat is almost, and a lot of times, the hardest heat because you got anxiety. You're anxious to get out there. You're nervous. You've been traveling. You've been waiting for this moment. So like even the first heat of the day is really hard. I like being like the fifth, sixth heat. So you watch a couple heats in the morning. You know what's going on. You don't want to be the last heat though, because you do get more anxious. You're like, come on, when is it my turn? But this is cool how they have rapid charge, so you kind of do have to. You can't relax too much. I heard in your. I was watching you live, Chala, and you told me that you relax too much in those first heats, and you don't do it as well. So you don't want to relax too much because it's important to stay in that main round. You don't want to go down to the repper charge in that first round. You want to keep it trying to go in the main round as long as you possibly can. But try not to overthink it. Don't be hating on yourself. Your surfing best comes out when you're doing good, when you're having fun, when you're enjoying the moment. Obviously, it's way harder to do than to say. But I think that what we all have to stay in our head. I think the most important thing is look, plan A, of course, is to make the finals, win the event, qualify to the Asian Games. But plan B is still pretty cool. Look where we are. Look at the waves we're surfing. Look at the people we're meeting. So don't try to overthink it. Try to enjoy it. Try to be connected with Mother Nature. Try to be connected with yourself and just let your surfing go.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think in the past 10 years, surfing has changed so much professionally. Every year that passes, it just gets more professional in certain ways. Like now you're seeing a lot of breath work and meditation and so many new factors where maybe if you told someone, a professional surfer 20 years ago to do that, he would probably look at you and have a beer and paddle straight out into his heat. Whereas now being an Olympic sport, it's changed so much. So it's a huge deal here.
It is so true. It is so true because you see young kids at a really young age. They have, the nutritionist, they have the sports psychologist, they have their manager, they have their coach, they have everything. Look, well, we have action, really important wave for June. Nice off the top turn. This wave is fast. He's got to come around that whitewash. Let's see if he can reattach with the wave. Open face of the wave. Not sure if he made it around that section. He did not make it around that section, but it was an important wave. He only has a 2.83. He doesn't need much to beat Lucas Santiago, although Lucas only has that one wave, too. Oh, meanwhile, we see Lucas up and riding. Got the drone view.
This is our surfer from Malaysia now, just dropped down to second, but still have this score to come through. This is his second wave. Nice, strong finish there from Lucas. He was feeling it. He liked it. He's pumped up. So beautiful wave there from Lucas Santiago. So some scores to come through. We just came. I just came back from South Korea actually, and
What are you doing over there?
we had a contest in a wave pool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So in Korea, they do have ocean waves,
Yes.
but it's not as consistent. So most of these surfers spend a lot of time in that wave pool, which is just 40 minutes away from Seoul.
Whoa.
And it is so much fun. That wave is, it was it was a playground. For a surfer, it was a literal playground. So incredible moments there. And I'm sure our surfer in Blue spent a lot of time there training before this. So this is the replay of our surfer in green from Malaysia, Lucas Santiago. Smaller wave, but managed to surf it all the way down to the inside. So beautifully done there. He will most probably going back straight to first with that one.
Yes, super important wave for Lucas. Super important wave. He had that first opener, which was a 5.6, good start, and he backed it up with that wave. The end of it was kind of small, but at the beginning you could see it had an open face. It was a bigger wave with one of the sets. He's doing really well in his wave choice, which is crucial, in these 20-minute heats. Maybe not as many waves, it's not as consistent. So you have to be really smart on the waves you're taking off and taking advantage of it, surfing all the way in no matter what happens. That's what Lucas Santiago did on that last wave. So a great heat. It's got 5 minutes. It's probably going to go back up and see if he can use a strategy to maybe let the other surfers go on waves, or maybe he starts catching waves. We'll see how smart he is with this strategy surfing. This was I think this was, yes, the last wave for June. It was at just at one first turn. The wave did run past him. So it is going to help his score, but I don't know if it's going to be able to beat Lucas Santiago. And we have up and riding.
This is our man in red right now from the Maldives, Ismail Rashid. I know his whole team is watching right now. We just saw him kind of drop off and disappear in the whitewash there. So hopefully we'll get a good replay of that last wave of red. So he's got a little bit of work to do right now. He's got some catching up. So it's It's not going to be easy for him right now. With the last 5 minutes left in this heat, we have currently on your screen our surfers in blue and green. They are the current heat leaders. Big moments here.
Big crucial moments. The good thing is there is a repert charge, so they do not. Nobody goes home yet. They do have a second chance to surf. This is what's great about these events. You do come and you do get to compete at least 2 rounds. So it is. Look at Lucas Santiago goes to the first place with a 10.83. His last wave did help out his score. Jumps him up in first place. Second place is Ismail Rashid, and third place is Jun Seo Yoon from Korea. We're talking about the wave pools. I actually went to a wave pool not too long ago. The first time I ever surfed in a wave pool, it was in Switzerland, Alaya Bay.
Wow, cold, huh?
Actually, it was warm because it was summer. Super warm.
Oh.
I do come from Argentina, so everywhere I go, I feel like it's really warm. Might be cold for other people. For me, it was really warm. And amazing, incredible. Wave park, surf park, you name it, you got it. I love it. I'm in love with wave pools now. And meanwhile, we have this looks like a wave pool too. Look at blue, taking advantage. Nice wave. This is going to be an important wave too for blue. Doesn't need much to go up to a second place. Jun Seo from Korea. Smart wave choice. You know, had to take it all the way in, taking advantage of it, making the best use of it. Finishes off. That is going to be his last wave, a minute 25. Great way to end the heat. Oh, he's gonna pedal back out. I don't know if he has enough time to get another wave.
I mean, he's feel. Look how fast he's paddling. He's gonna try and go. I mean, that was pretty speedy stuff right there. But you're right. I'm sure he spent a lot of time in that wave pool in Korea. You're right. It was such a fun wave. I mean, especially the fact that you don't have to wait or look for waves. You just kind of sit there and the wave comes to you. So incredible stuff there. That is our man in blue, Jun Seon from Korea. Good
Meanwhile,
looking wave.
we look at that replay. First nice turn off the top. Makes it around that whitewash. Wow, nice wave. Nice wave for blue. Definitely going to help out his backup. He doesn't need much. And then we got green up and riding. Lucas Santiago doing an impresionante, like we say in Spanish, job at this heat, this first round, heat 2. He is excited. He is happy with this performance. What a great way to start the 4th annual Asian Surfing Games here in India, in Mahas, how they say, Tamil Nadu. All right.
This is Mahabalipuram. Beautiful place, an important surfing birthplace of India here. Started off as a surfing fishing community, and now also surfing. So beautiful wave there from our surfer from Malaysia in green. He wants to stay in first. A smaller wave, but beautiful shape and surfing nonetheless. So important scores to come through. I'm pretty sure it will be our man in green and blue going into round 1, but not to worry. Ismail, you have a second chance in the repercharge that we will most probably be seeing tomorrow. So with that, we're going to head on to a quick break, and we'll see you guys in Heat 3.
A promise isn't just made, it's lived every single day. From critical cargo to global connections, moved with precision and trust, promises kept for over 40 years, and many more to go. A classroom, a career, a new chapter. We don't just train, we transform lives. Promises kept through every learner's journey. In moments that test you, we protect what matters, from boardrooms to businesses, corporate insurance with promises kept. From first hellos to final goodbye, every moment wrapped in warmth, every detail remembered. Promises kept with heart. In every experience, across industries, across generations, one value connects it all. Promises kept.
All right, all right, all right, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, depending where you're watching from. I am here. We are here at the fourth annual Asian Surfing Championships. And look at this picture we got with us. This is Leandro Yusuna speaking to you. Next to me, we got Afri, my man. What's up?
Lele, what's up, my brother?
How
Man,
are you?
I'm good. I'm super good actually because I was looking for this the whole year. The
Yes.
fourth Asian Surfing Championship here in India for the very first time. And not only are we going to watch the third heat now, I'm actually quite stoked to do this with you, my friend. But we'll
Yes.
dive deeper into this. Next heat is with Ramesh Budial from India, Tin Johnson from Thailand, and Yunus Hossain from Team Bangladesh.
All right, all right. We got someone who is experienced. Afri, my man, been doing. Have you done all four of the Asian Surfing Games?
Actually, I did.
Asian
yeah.
Surfing Championship. Sorry.
I did. The very first one was in China, Shantou 2020, if I remember right.
Okay.
And the last two ones, I would say the most epic tournaments I've ever been to, the ones in Maldives.
Okay.
And now this special one in here, the fourth one, which is also going to be the last possibility, the last chance for these surfers to qualify for next year's Asian Games, because surfing will be there for the very first time in history.
Wow, wow. Congratulations to the Asian Surfing Federation. Congratulations to the SFI, to the Surfing Federation of India for putting on such a great an event and such an important event. You know, like we were talking the other day, making history. This is history in the making for these surfers, athletes from all over from Asia. This is amazing, Nafri, and I can't believe I'm here with you guys, and I'm excited and I'm enjoying it, and I'm impressed of the level of surfing and of the waves.
Dude, you know what? I'm quite stoked that we have almost everybody who participated in last year's event here too. And you know what? Team Bangladesh, they just arrived yesterday evening, so it was really like the last minute thing. But here we are. Yunus Hussain with third priority on heat number 3 against Tin Johnson, who was also here in the last events, surfing for Team Thailand. And obviously Ramesh Budial, a local. Well, you can guess for whom the whole beach is cheering for right now. Yeah, well, let's see.
We got a local in the water.
Yep.
We got a local in one of the first surfing villages community from all of India. India has, I think, the most population of humans in the world
By
right?
now, I guess so.
And it's crazy how it doesn't have that much of history of surfing. So this could grow a lot. We're talking a lot of surfing, worldwide tourism, national wise. I mean, India could be probably will be a world potential surfing community.
Yep. Look at China.
Exactly.
Same thing for China. Like if you think like 30, 40 years ago, you didn't hear that much about surfing in China. But since surfing has become Olympic, it's growing everywhere. And same thing is happening in India. Like the history of surfing in here is a little bit older than 20 years.
Okay.
At least if you look at the big growth of SFI. Actually, we are going to see Tin from Thailand on his first wave.
All right, all right, all right. We are going to go with a quick interview just right after this wave from Blue. Good first wave for Blue, too. We're going to go with a quick interview, and we'll be right back with all of you guys for more action like we see on our screen right now. Amazing, amazing surfing from all these guys. I am impressed by the surfing they are bringing to this beautiful place, this beautiful part of the world, India. And like we were talking about, Afri, how it's growing. It's a community that's growing. It's a population, a big population in the world. And it's just the beginning. It's only been 20 years of history here, 2 generations of surfing families. So there is waves, there is people, and there will be motivation in the future. So we're going to go with a quick interview, and we'll keep on talking about this historic, amazing event.
All right, I'm here with Lucas. Congratulations. What a heat. Your wave selection was pretty incredible. Tell us a little bit about what you were feeling out there and what it was like.
I was trying to pick the correct waves in the last few free surfs. We were working on my wave selection, and it really paid off in the last heat. I was really glad to be on the good waves and to do my surfing.
You know, only 16 years old, and you have an incredible team here supporting you. What are you feeling right now?
I'm super happy. I'm doing what I love. It's a dream.
So, do you have any waves in Malaysia that are similar to this one that you were able to train to before coming here?
Not necessarily the same, but there's one chirating. It's sort of similar. It's a long point break, sand bottom. It's somewhat similar, but it's left.
And do you have a lot of waves in Malaysia that you would say were able to, showcase the same surfing that you showcased today?
I think so, yeah.
All right. So I'm sure seeing the support you have here with you, you have a lot of support back at home. So give us a bit of a shout out to whoever's watching.
Shout out to my mom and my sister and all my family that's watching, and to my dad for supporting me and the great team.
Thank you so much and congratulations. Back to you guys in the booth.
All right, what an amazing interview by Jada and Lucas, our winner from Malaysia from the last heat, only 16 years old, Afri, 16.
Crazy, huh? But if you think of it, there are actually quite some young Asian surfers ripping. Think of CJ Young. I think she was 15 when she competed in Xiaopu on the biggest stage in the last Olympic Games.
Yeah, we were talking about, these countries, China, India, with so many people, such a big population of people, and surfing being so young, and how much they progressed in only 20 years, where other countries it takes them triple the amount of time. That is because how many people you can get in the water and what you can do with, the more contest there is, and more competitive feeling, motivation there are, the higher the level is going to go in a faster amount of time.
For sure. And what I love about this event is also in the last events, it was always combined with the under 18 divisions. So I believe not only is that a chance for the under 18s to, get all the information and see all the surfing from the older ones, but also, they will train with them, they'll have the same coaches. So that's another reason why there are so many good youngsters from Asia. And Tin, the surfer in blue here in this heat right now, he's actually one of those youngsters.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful wave for Red. Wow, he knows what he knows. He knows what he's doing out there. Just a beautiful wave selection, making the most advantage of it. Just big out, big lines, big bottom turns, surfing incredible. Just surfing with the speed of the wave. Amazing wave for Ramesh Budihal from India, local surfer, knows what he's doing out there. Stoked, doesn't look like he's feeling the pressure of surfing at his home, behind his people. It looks like he's motivated with that push. Beautiful surfing. Look at that first turn was amazing. Just really drawn out. Beautiful cutback into the whitewash. Knows the speed of the wave. Another one doing a little more flare, a little more kick tail, kicking the tail out a bit. Amazing, amazing surfer by the local.
You see, that's the difference when you know the spot. You and I, we surfed the spot like I started 3 days, you 2 days ago. I have to say, I was quite amazed by how good it is. But nevertheless, you have to know it.
Yes.
You have to understand it.
Yes.
There's a current that pushes you further to the inside, and you have to know where to get it best. Because on the very outside, especially on a higher tide, you got a little bit of a backwash. So it's all about understanding where and what exactly the wave is doing.
Yeah, we're talking about the current, we're talking about the positioning, we're talking about reading. There is a lot of waves that are fast, they close out, and there is some waves that let you just stay with it, stay with the whitewash, stay where the pocket's at. That's what you want to do. You want to be in rhythm with the wave, and you got to know which wave to catch. Here we have Blue looking, he's looking for this opportunity. Let's see if Blue can take advantage of it. It is a smaller wave, does make a little first turn out of it. Oh, it's got that double up. Let's see if he can get into it again. Make that closeout section. Yes, that does count. It is important to make that last maneuver count, because you are, what is it, like 100, I say maybe 200 meters of a distance from the jetty to the beach, maybe past the rock. There is a big rock in the lineup. You guys might see it on some of these waves we have on screen. But it is important to finish that last turn because you've already surfed 100, 150 meters, and you do want to make sure you land that last turn because you did put a lot of energy, a lot of length, a lot of time you're going to waste to paddle back out. So it is important. Look at Ramesh, how do you say his name?
Ramesh, I
Ramesh.
assume ripping.
Ripping.
Second priority and by
Ripping.
far the highest score. Tin Johnson, second position, still waiting for his last wave. But you know, Tin, he's got a lot of potential.
Okay.
So if I'm not mistaken, he's based in Australia,
All
like
right.
his sister Izzy. And he's still young, man. He's still young. And as you know, as I said before, this is a qualifier for the Asia Games. The way you qualify for the Asia Games on this event is that either you are the best scoring country in your division in Asia, and there are 5 divisions, which is Central Asia, West Asia, South Asia, Southeast Asia, and East Asia. And in the case of Thailand, they would compete against the other Southeast Asian countries like Philippines and Indonesia, or you are one of the best scoring countries in total. So these are the 2 paths for the countries to participate in the very first time surfing will be in the Asia Games.
So it is let's say a team point qualification. So it does depend not on you individually, but as in your team,
Exactly.
right?
That's what it is. Yeah.
I know there is another trip because I know, I mean, obviously the most important one right now we're all here for, and that's why it's such a historic event, is because these athletes will be participating in the Asian Games. Surfing will be in the Asian Games in 2026 for the very first time. You've heard it, and this is amazing. But I also heard there are other tickets to El Salvador
Absolutely.
for a grand Alas Global Finals, right?
Absolutely, that's what it is. And I'm sure you're the best one to talk to about the Alice Tour. You participate there plenty of times,
I
right?
did actually. I won in 2011, became Latin American champion in 2011. That was kind of my stepping stone in my young days. You know, I did the national events, and then I did the Alas Tour, which is a Latin American tour, which took us around Chile, Mexico, Brazil, all of America, basically. And then I started doing the QSs, WSL, and the ISAs, and the Pan Americans, and this and that. But it was a great event.
Bro, you're being humble here right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Lele didn't just participate. Lele is a World Surfing Games winner of the ISA. And talking about things for the very first time, he's an Olympian. He surfed in Tokyo 2020
All
as
right.
one of the very few surfers. And not only that, he was the very first surfer in history who stepped into the water.
love
when
that
surfing.
story.
I
You
love
love
it,
that
man.
story,
I
yeah.
can't repeat it enough. He is an athlete's commissioner of Olympic surfing. Man, what aren't you in surfing world? Tell me.
Oh man, I don't know. You know, in surfing, we are addicted to it, and we can't get enough of it. Afri, I want to keep going. I want to keep doing a lot more things. I'm not done yet. You know, obviously the competitive stage in my life might be coming to an end just because I'm kind of tired of competing. It's been a long time, but I still love it. I enjoy it, but maybe not in the water and with the rash guard on. But I do enjoy this. I do enjoy watching it. I do enjoy participating and working and helping surfing, you know, through these historic moments, which is beautiful to be a part of in this moment. Because it's crazy because other sports, you know, are 100, 150 years old, and they've gone through this 80 years ago, and we're going through it right now, and yet in 2025. So it is huge in the history of surfing, and I love being part of it. If I'm not in the water competing, I'm out of the water working for it and enjoying it.
Bro, that's even more a reason why I'm so grateful that we're having you here in this booth, first time in the Asian Championships. Tell us, how is it different? You've been to all the places in the world. Well, we'll get to that, but first,
Yes.
Yunus Hussain on his third wave.
Oh, that's what we're talking about. You know, the wave choice, you know, you got to be smart with that wave choice. He did have priority. He did take off on that wave. I think it was a mistake. The wave was fast. There was more time in that heat. He could have waited. He could have been more patient with that priority one. You know, we're seeing that everybody in these, what is it, third heat of the day, everybody has an opportunity. It is a 3-man heat. Everybody has an opportunity. So you do have to be patient. There's no need to hurry up, to take off on a little fast wave. You know, take your time, use your priority wisely, be smart about it, get an open face wave. Yeah, so you were talking about, I mean, You know what I love about? I mean, I've been to Asia, of course. I've been to the Philippines. I've been to Indonesia. I've been to a couple places, of course, on this side of the world, and I've never been to India. And I'm impressed not only of the place, how beautiful it is, how nice, how friendly the people out, and this amazing wave. But what I always remark about coming to Asia and this region in the world is how friendly people are. I love how cool people are here. I love how friendly they are. Obviously, how amazing the waves are. I mean, you guys got waves everywhere over here, and it's perfect. It's picture perfect. You know, it's the waves you draw in your school books. But I like how friendly people are here. That's one thing that you know, it sticks to the Asian community and the Asian region, and I'm just really grateful to be here and hanging out and meeting new people and meeting new places and just enjoying every moment of this beautiful, beautiful historic event.
No doubt about that. That's one thing I really love about the ASF community.
Yeah.
It's, you know, so you experienced it for the first time. It's so welcoming. You know, it's a family because as you said it before, surfing, apart from like a few countries in Asia, it's sort of a new sport. I mean, obviously Indonesia, Philippines, Japan, Maldives is a different thing. But if you look at all the other countries, for example, Bangladesh, who's participating here right now, Thailand, India, for them, it's a sport that just started growing, you know, less than 3 decades ago. Ramesh Budial on his next wave.
Wow, beautiful wave. You know, local knowledge. We were talking about this, Afri. This guy knows what he's doing. He already has two great waves. Takes his time. Takes off on a third amazing wave. He's definitely going to help out his score. Just beautiful, beautiful surfing by Ramesh. Takes it all the way in. He's still got 4 minutes. He might be able to go back out and catch another one. You know, he's in the lead by a long shot. He's securely in first place. He's got a 6.5, a 5.83. There's 4 minutes left. There is another score coming, which is probably going to be better than his 5.83. So he is going to add to that 6.5. He's going to take advantage of that first place. There's 4 minutes. He's not going to surf again today. So, hey, might as well paddle back out and get another one, right?
Since like the other two competitors are in a combo situation right now, I'm quite sure he'll be safe and he will proceed to round number 3. But you know, having the chance to surf this spot on its own or just with other two people right now, I wouldn't come back, man. I would keep on charging.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about this with Jada in the last scene. I'm like, look, because she's like, Layla, what's your input? What would you say to the surfers that are going to be coming up, you know, and later in this round? I'd be like, look, obviously, plan A is to surf amazing, have a great heat, win, you know, make it to the finals of the event. But plan B is not that bad. You know, look at the place we're at. Look what we're doing. I mean, we're all surfers. We're enjoying being in the water. Our sport is beautiful. It's, you know, we're surrounded with Mother Nature. Everything's great about plan B as well. So don't put so much weight on your shoulders, you know, try to enjoy the moment. That's when your surfing is going to come out the best, when you're connected with yourself, connected with Mother Nature. Don't overthink it. Just feel it. Trust your force. Star Wars. Let's go.
Well said. Well said.
But yeah, I mean, this is amazing, Afri. This is amazing. Loving it.
Same here. The thing is, the other two surfers, if they won't proceed in this heat number 1, it doesn't matter that much because they will still have a second chance. The way it works is on a 4-man heat, 4 competitors heat in round number 1, the first 2 will proceed. And on a heat like this, it's the first one that goes. Here again, Tim Johnson on his backhand, surfing down the line. It's a speedy wave. You have to generate speed or just like, you know, go deep on a bottom turn and hit it. That's actually something you told me when we surfed here for the first time. Try to focus on the wider ones, and then once you have the takeoff safe, go for the big turn right at the beginning, right?
Yeah, I mean, one of the pointers I told a couple people that I was just surfing it twice since I got here. I noticed that the drop isn't as easy as it looks. The wave comes from a little deeper water, and it breaks on that shallow part in front of the rocks. So it's really fast, a really fast drop, and it can come from really fat, like the wave has that much energy, and then it just gets really shallow. I mean, really shallow and really hollow. So you got to concentrate on your drop. First, worry about paddling fast and dropping in. And then once you drop in, I would suggest you start getting in speed with the wave. And the way you can do that is maybe generate speed, a little bit of speed before you go and do your first turns. So you take off, paddle fast, concentrate on your drop, and once you drop in, try to connect with the wave, but maybe not, don't go hitting it right away. Maybe connect, get a little bit of speed, get a little bit of energy, start in rhythm with the wave. And then once you start in a rhythm with the wave, then you can feel it, and then you can start doing the cutbacks back to the whitewash, hitting the lip, doing the floaters, because you've already generated that speed before you started doing the maneuvers. So you're already in rhythm with the wave.
Wow, very interesting. Very nice analysis here. Can you elaborate? Oh, hold on. First wave from Bangladesh again. So there, the speed at the beginning was missing that you said, right?
Yes. He started generating the speed at the end of the wave, not at the beginning. See? Like right now, you can tell he's in rhythm with the wave. He's going with the speed of the wave. But at the beginning, that first turn kind of took him off. It kind of put him in a different position, in a different spot.
And that was the last wave for this heat, also for this surfer, Yunus Hussain from Bangladesh, trying to get a better score than his current 0.75 or 0.43. But at the end of the day, it wouldn't matter because Ramesh Burial dominated this heat. He will proceed to round number 3, and Tin and Yunus will have a second chance in the next heat. There you can see the replay, surfer in green. And also Ramesh is on his way back.
All right, we were going to go to a quick break, and we'll be right back with you guys with more action in this historic Asian Surfing Championships event.
A promise isn't just made, it's lived every single day. From critical cargo to global connections, moved with precision and trust, promises kept for over 40 years, and many more to go. A classroom, a career, a new chapter. We don't just train, we transform lives. Promises kept through every learner's journey. In moments that test you, we protect what matters, from boardrooms to businesses, corporate insurance with promises kept. From first hellos to final goodbye, every moment wrapped in warmth, every detail remembered. Promises kept with heart. In every experience, across industries, across generations, one value connects it all. Promises kept.
Hey there, and back again to the ASF Asian Surfing Championship number 4. We are currently in round number 1, heat 4, and with me, Percy. It's great to have you here, brother.
Great to be here.
Heat number 4 is Mega Artana, Naif Al Katrash from Kuwait, and Mohad Ghazi from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, super cool. Really nice to see all these boys in the water. I went for a free surf this morning and everyone was ripping, and yeah, really excited to see what they're going to do in the water. Mega Artana is maybe familiar with this wave already. He came, I think, in 2014 down to Kovalong. Was ripping over there. I remember the first turn I ever saw him do, and just see spray fanning up above our heads. Yeah, so really looking forward to what he's going to do in the water. And also super curious for our surfers from Kuwait and KSA.
It's always great those first rounds because you have such a mix of different pools. You know, obviously Indonesia being one of the very best surfers in the world, winning the last two Asian Surfing Championship, and then Kuwaiti surfer and Saudi Arabian surfer, which aren't nations that you would hear that often in international events. Well, up until now, with all the new technology they're having, I wouldn't be surprised if soon they will start ripping in the highest stage. But yeah, that's the cool thing about those first rounds, because you get such a nice mix here.
Yeah, and especially about the ASF, organizing these events, creating the opportunity for all of these countries to participate. It's super nice.
It is.
It's
And
good.
at the can you tell us a little bit
Yeah,
more
I can
about
hear you. Let me
this
know.
wave? Like, I mean, if when I heard we're gonna surf in India, I was like, okay, cool, but I wasn't too sure on what to expect. But then on my first session, wow, it took me as a surprise. The swell was a little bit bigger, so it was actually barreling. So before you tell us more about this, let's go to Lele, who's on the beach having an interview with last heat's winner Ramesh.
All right, everybody. We have the winner of the last heat, Ramesh, right here. What an amazing performance. Can you tell me how you felt? How were you excited about this event? What you feel? Were you motivated? Were you anxious? Were you nervous? What's going on through you?
Um, First of all, it's nice to be in the water, and it's good to be part of this event. Feels good, bit of nervous in the water, just boat rolling. Otherwise, it just feels great to be, competing at the home ground. Just like I'm from the West Coast, so I've been coming here from last couple of years, so it's been felt like a home here, and the locals are pretty much really support here to surf out there on the with the amazing point break. Yeah, feels good to be back here. Yeah.
That's amazing. Yes, you look like you were confident. You got three waves, three really good waves. It's a great way to start this heat. We know this contest is really important. How do you see yourself, going for that goal? I'm sure you're excited and you want to get to those Asian games everybody's talking about. But how's your mentality? How are you trying to, take it on through this event? What is your strategy going on through this week?
Stay calm and focus, collect every opportunity to aim at the goal, and then use every opportunity as a better version of what I feel right now.
All right, this is amazing. And I heard you got second in the contest not too long ago, right? National event. How is the team? How's the national? How's India surfing community growing? Is it growing a lot? Can you tell me more about that?
The community is growing a lot. We just need more waves and support. And then there's a lot of generation which is coming up, especially in India, south side. And yeah, I've been competing for last 10, 15 years, and I've been seeing the generation growing fast in India. We've been watching just the videos and the phones and stuff. So we would like to do how we dream about in surfing real life.
Well, that's awesome, man. You guys are looking like you're on the right path. Your community is growing. The surfing, amazing waves here. You want to say hi to anybody back home and the people that are watching you? We got a big fan here too at the beach. So let's say a big, huge, say your thanks to everybody if you want.
Thanks to everyone who has been supported so far for me, and love you guys.
Yee-hoo. All right, Ramesh. We'll see you later in the event.
Thank you, Lele. Thank you, Ramesh. And let's hear more about Indian surfing from Percy. You were just about to tell us more about the spot and the surfing around this area.
Yeah, so just Mega Artana up and riding right now on a nice looking wave, solid first couple of turns, and he's bringing it in to the inside to finish it off, and finishes it off with a bang right in front of the rock.
Wow, that was like 5 or 6 cuts, huh? Crazy.
Super clean wave. And our surfer from Saudi getting on into the pocket and just staying a little bit in the flats, losing speed, and he's out.
Key to this wave is really to stay up to generate the speed, right?
Yeah, so I don't know what your experience is comparing this wave to other waves, but speaking about the wave in general, the waves in India aren't as powerful as other countries, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Maldives, etc. We have much shorter period swells, so it's a bit more mellow here. You really have to learn how to generate your speed, use every part of the wave, really top to bottom, to generate that speed, and yeah, position yourself, read it really well, because it can morph and change in different ways. This wave in particular, yeah, it's a bit of a wave magnet compared to a bit of a swell magnet compared to like the rest of the coast here. So that's why we choose it, because it gets a bit more swell than the other spots in the vicinity. And yeah, it gets super hollow. It gets fast. It gets you can also have really nice open faces. A lot of variety in this wave. The tough part is, yeah, the takeoff is super tricky in front of the rocks, because you get a backwash, well, backside wash that comes in. There's also a rip coming off the rocks. There's current coming in from the other side. So yeah, it's a super tricky takeoff.
It's a technical wave, that's for sure. It's fun. And again, when the swell is bigger, I saw the potential for the barrel, but you really have to know where to sit. So at the beginning, I was, fighting the current. I was trying to go out to the point, but for me, it feels like almost the more inside section, especially when the wave comes wider, is the one that delivers much more.
Yeah, so often that little inside section is super, super nice. And it's also hard to pass and get into that section if you're too far deep. So it's quite smart to sit on that second section. But obviously depends on how the sandbanks are. You can also have sessions where it's just perfectly breaking 20, 30 meters off the rocks and just peeling down. Yeah.
Is there a name for that rock in the middle? Do you call it something like Big Mama or something?
Elephant Rock. Elephant
Elephant
Rock.
Rock. Okay.
If you look on the beach, there is a rock right on the beach, which has some old carvings on it with
Carvings,
a bull, I believe. So the one in the water is Elephant Rock. Yeah.
Nice one. Elephant Rock. How that did that name came up? Just because it's like a big rock, or what is it?
I don't know. Maybe the shape. But yeah, super cool to see our surfer from India taking the win on the last heat. He came. He's just coming off, I think, a second or a third place in the nationals. That was last month, and yeah, I think that was a bit of a reality check to bump up his game, and he really did that. He's drawing super clean lines, finishing his waves, a lot of power in his surfing. So really exciting to see that. And also, he just joined the national team. He was off independently surfing, getting coaching, getting a sponsor by himself. And now he's back on the Indian team. So really nice, really happy for him to see him on the Indian team and uh, and competing in the Asian Surfing Championships. Let's go.
And this Asian Surfing Championship is also the qualifier for next year's first ever participation of surfing in those games. And for Team India, I mean, they're like all the other teams, two paths to qualify, one being the regional and the other one being one of the best scoring countries in this event. I tell you what, it is a little bit of a tough one for India because they have to surf against the Maldives. They surfed last year against Sri Lanka. But then again, for the fact that surfing is such a young sport in this country, it's amazing how fast you guys developed your surfing skills.
Yeah, so it's been the first contest in India was in 2011, right at this spot. So super young. That's just what, like 14 years of surfing. So yeah, it's been really cool to see the whole progression, and yeah, the quality of surfing, especially in the last couple of years, has really started to ramp up. And yeah, maybe there's something about the waves that it's a bit of a harder, more technical wave to surf, so that really forces the surfers to read, to analyze, to draw lines, to do all this kind of work, which you don't have to do when the waves are perfect. So maybe that's something that can be to the advantage of the Indian surfers. We'll see.
Do you believe the temple in the background, and if I'm not mistaken, even in the water, does play a role? Like, it is a unique place, not only the wave itself, but the whole surrounding. The temple being one of UNESCO's Heritage, and also, yeah, there's a boomy that I heard. Once it's bigger, you can see that, and that apparently was a temple too. Is that correct?
Yeah, so there's actually a legend of the seven pagodas that people started hearing about when the British and so on came over in the 60s, and yeah, so actually in 2004 we had a tsunami, so the ocean pulled back, and people saw what was out there in the ocean. And actually, if it gets big during the contest, we'll see it. We'll see that the waves break at two different spots out in the ocean, and those are actually ancient ruins.
Wow.
They believe they did so. They went after the tsunami. They went and did some research, some scuba diving and so on, and they found some stairs, and they found some carvings and some rocks and stuff like that. So yeah, it's super interesting. Also to consider that those those constructions are underwater right now, which means that they would have been constructed when they were above water, which is a long time ago.
Man, that's crazy. So one can say they're actually surfing on temples right now, man. That's amazing.
They're surfing on temples in holy lands. Yeah, yeah. It's and maybe that's why this place is a wave magnet for
Right.
some reason, you know.
Blessed with waves in the fourth Asian Surfing Championship in India. This is the qualifier for the Asian Games, and Mega Artana on priority and the best score so far, surfing against the two Arab boys of Mohammed and Naif. But both of them, no, wait,
All of them.
all of them, they have the chance to go to round number 3 immediately. So the winner of this heat has the chance to just skip round number 2, and the other one still will have, well, another chance to stick not only in this tournament but also get qualified for the Asia Games.
So second and third go to round 2, and first goes to round 3. Looks like Red is paddling for a wave, and he's using priority. And little pump to get speed, right in the snap, right in the pocket. A little power snap down the line, and they're really releasing his fins. Yeah, really pushing a lot of water, getting into a double up, getting some more speed, and let's see what he has for us on the inside. Another nice couple of backhand turns. Well,
I
just
love
the one for
how
now.
compressed he is surfing. Look at
Oh.
this. Like he's going, even though he's going down, and we just said
Wow.
key to this wave is to stay up. But with that compression that he has, he can generate so much power.
Yeah, it's just beautiful.
Behind him, Mohamed Razi on his second wave.
And yeah, we were speaking about like countries that are maybe underrepresented in the world of surfing. Oh, do you want to run us through this?
Yeah, look at this. I mean, that's what I was saying. He's so compressed, and just when he goes up, he releases everything to go back to compression mode straight after. And that's the reason why he's not only generating so much speed, but has so much power, so much spray in this not even shoulder, waist high wave. Amazing. You can learn so much, but by just watching those Indonesian boys and appreciate what they're doing in the water.
Yeah, it's amazing. And when I was in the water this morning, it's actually quite tough. There's like ribs going in different directions. Like the wave is moving around. It's not so easy to surf. And having that compression is really, making him so stable, drawing super clean lines through any of the bump. And yeah, it's really cool to see. But yeah, I was wondering about underrepresented countries. Like, how did it come to be that you surf from Afghanistan? Tell me a little bit more about that.
Sure. Afghanistan is a country with one of the biggest exile population in the world. Starting from the 70s, for tough political reasons, there were already back then a lot of Afghans moving out. So we actually have quite a big Afghan surfing community because there are a lot of surfers in California, Australia, Europe. So yeah, in I think it was 2010, we started to get together, all the Afghan surfers, not all of them, but at least some with social media slowly growing, and just trying to share the fun that we had. We started to have a couple of surf trips together, and then we thought, hey, why not build up something? Why not trying to share our passion for the sport with our compatriots? So yeah, fast forward 2018, we went to the very first surf trip in Afghanistan. Afghanistan being a landlocked country, but you know what? It's not only oceans that you can surf. Actually, I've heard that there's much more river coastline in the world than there is actually ocean coastline. And rivers, believe it or not, also produces quite some good waves. It's static waves, not dynamic, not moving. You know, you have like one water turbulence, and then you are going to do all your maneuvers there. But still, you know, it's the best that we have in Afghanistan. So we started to develop it back then, but yeah, with the current political situation, it's not really possible to continue. But yeah, so that was how Afghan surfing started to get bigger. I'll tell you more for sure. We will have a participation here in the Asian Surfing Championship. So I guess that will be the time to tell you more about Afghan surfing. But before we do that, let's have a closer look on Mega Artan's last two waves.
Yeah, those waves coming in at a 6 and a 767. So this is his first, I believe, starting with a big floater to turn. Yeah, so the two big strong turns at the start. The first being a bit of a floating maneuver, and yeah, finishing strong. So really three solid scoring maneuvers. And this, I think, is his second one. Yeah, getting so compressed, starting strong, and I think just belting it constantly, keeping the speed down the line. That one really throwing the tail out quite a bit.
It's amazing that he doesn't loses any speed after the maneuver, even though he releases so much spray. So that is quite some technical surf there.
Yeah, he looks like he's just gaining speed after every maneuver.
Right. And then still almost half of the board is outside of the water. Amazing. That's actually the first participation of Mega Artana here in the Asian Surfing Championship. Indonesia's got such a big pool of great surfers. You know, everybody knows Rio Waida by now. I tell you what, there are so many surfers just in Bali who are ripping, well, maybe not as much, but close to what Rio is doing.
Yeah, I mean, when you go there to surf, you're just surrounded by people flying on top of your head from this side and that side, right?
It's crazy, huh? Yeah, I'm always saying, depending on how good the waves are, it's either Indonesia being the favorite if the waves are close to perfect, or Japan if it's more rough conditions.
And Red up and riding on a solid set wave goes straight into the lip for a second time. Really vertical on those turns, carving it in, getting super low on the bottom turns. And yeah, just smashing that wave to bits. He's coming in on the inside section, and he decides to just come back in, probably walk around. He has 2 minutes on the clock. Yeah, maybe he'll paddle out. Maybe he can just call it in.
Well,
Let's see the replay again. Run us
that's
through this.
if I would say it's the biggest wave that he caught so far, man. And look at the speed he has when he goes out. The key to do cuts like this is all about speed. You know, it's all about how you do the bottom turn to keep this speed once you drive up the wave. And yeah, double combo situation for him. Still pedal back, and that's the right thing to do because man, he's got the chance to surf this wave just with two other guys, get some more experience, get some more knowledge from this wave to continue ripping like this in the next heats.
Yeah, I mean, super cool. And especially like the wave selection on that one. That wave just had the perfect pace. It didn't close out, it didn't run, and it unloaded all of its energy. If you saw the end of the wave, it was tiny at the end. So it unloaded all of its energy exactly where he was doing his turn. So super well picked wave. And yeah, really beautiful surfing to see. Also, the back parts of the surfing, not just the wave action, but the wave selection and so on. So yeah, I hope we learn a lot from surfers like him.
Not only us, but I'm sure Naif and Mohammed will not only appreciate this, but learn a lot from Mega Artana too. And as I said, it's not the last surf for them, even though they won't proceed in this first round. They will have another shot in round number two. It's Mega Artana, it's safe to say, in the last 30 seconds, that is the one who will proceed to round number three.
Yeah, his last wave coming in at an 8.83.
Wow.
I think it was the biggest wave I've seen surfed so far in the contest.
And I believe it's the first, well, score in the very high range, in the 8 to 10 range.
In the excellent range. All right, we have one more replay coming in for the last wave of red. The first excellent score of the contest, an 8.83. And here it is. Just enjoy. Wow. Shwaba. Hwaya. He is just having a ball.
Man, this is just amazing to watch. I wouldn't know what to do better on this wave. Look at this.
No, and just solid, traditional rail to rail, top to bottom surfing. And yeah, he just, it's second nature to him, right?
A promise isn't just made, it's lived every single day. From critical cargo to global connections, moved with precision and trust, promises kept for over 40 years, and many more to go. A classroom, a career, a new chapter. We don't just train, we transform lives. Promises kept through every learner's journey. In moments that test you, we protect what matters, from boardrooms to businesses, corporate insurance with promises kept. From first hellos to final goodbye, every moment wrapped in warmth, every detail remembered. Promises kept with heart. In every experience, across industries, across generations, one value connects it all. Promises kept.
All right. We are live, and joining me in the booth, we have John T. Rhodes from South Africa. John T has been a super supporter of the surfing scene here in India. I think I've seen him at every single competition, at least the major ones. And yes, super nice to have you here. We have a surfer in the waters. He's doing some really nice turns. This is our surfer. Wait, I'll get to who exactly we are having in our heat. We have Toby Espejon from Philippines in red. Ryan Hakawati from Lebanon in blue, and in green, Hamad Al Hashimi from UAE. Yeah, so the heat getting started super early with red going for the lead. So our surfers in red often having a bit of a lead because they're the higher ranking surfers. But super cool and interesting to see all the other surfers, all the variety from all these different countries. And yeah, just tell me a bit about how you're feeling being here at this event and
Yeah,
what's going
Percy.
on.
I mean, as a family, we live in Goa for 5 or 6 months of the year. So from end of September through until March, and we live in Agonda Beach. So Mumu from here, from Mahabs, my friend, old friend from Mahabs, he just literally 4 years ago said, "Come, we've got a spot down here. Come check it out," and that was it. So we spend a lot of time, 5 months of the year. Kids go to school, and the rest of the year in Cape Town. So I've literally come from the ocean where it's 14 degrees in a 4 mil wetsuit, and we have waves which are fairly consistent, and that's the one thing that I really love coming back to Mahabs, is that this wave here is quite iconic, and in India it's probably the most powerful wave. I haven't surfed in a lot of spots for a while, mainly in Goa and mainly in Mahabs.
Yeah, this is such a special wave. I mean, that's why we chose this spot. Like even now, there's not that great swell, but it's still a swell magnet. It's still working. There's still power, and these guys are just ripping it up. Um, yeah, so super cool. Nice that you join us all the way from Cape Town. Must be definitely freezing over there, and here it's not. But actually, we've had a really cool summer. Lots of rain throughout the entire summer. Everything is lush. Everything is beautiful. Even this morning, like it didn't even feel hot. We had AC in the booth, but I was like, we don't even need AC. And yeah, I think now it's clearing up a bit. We can see the temple behind us as well. And and yeah, it's just so beautiful. The ambiance, yeah.
I mean, you spoke about some of the surfers coming here from different parts of the world and parts of the world that you wouldn't associate surfing with necessarily. And that was the amazing thing for me with regards to the sand ceremony at the opening ceremony last night.
Yeah.
You know, all the surfers bringing sand from the beaches, from their sort of home breaks, and really incredible how that mixed and this surf. And that's been the amazing thing with my involvement in the surf is that it's about a community. You know, no matter what country you're surfing for, where you're going, where you're from, it always is a part of a community.
Yeah, it's super cool, and especially recently, it's been really interesting how the surfing scene has evolved. Like if you remember in the 2014s, 15s, the contests were always really big with music and yoga and this and that, and now it's just been much more frequent contests, but super small and really just the surfing family. So it's been so nice. So it's been so nice to have really these small contests where it's just the surfers, everyone getting to know each other, everyone supporting each other, and yeah, really cool. So we have Afri with an interview from our heat winner of the last heat, Mega Artana.
Mega, wow, congratulations, man, for that solid performance. Straight into round 3 after this performance. Tell us, how is this wave different to you who's living in Bali, in Kuta?
Wow, this wave and have a lot of energy, good wave, long ride, and have to be like have a lot of power.
It was amazing to see how compressed you are surfing. You know, most of the surfers, they're trying to stay on top to not lose that much speed. But with you, even you know, had those crazy sprays, it felt like you almost didn't lose any speed. Was that something you were planning before, or is that just your surfing style?
Um, that's kind of my surfing style, like deep bottom turn all the way to the top, and do the same thing again. Yeah, back to back.
How is it for you?